Oh, here we go. I'm gonna be y'all DJ today. No, I am so excited you guys coming back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are excited. Yes, I love the hearts. Yes. Oh, y'all just look, we didn't anticipate the breakdown Zoom. So we're excited though for the information that we're getting ready to get into. I'm going to sort of first do a little recap. Those of you that did not get the opportunity to come in, we're going to figure out what we can do to bless y'all so that y'all didn't miss like the core stuff. But I want to make sure if you're new this year, if you actually got into the room now after missing earlier, I just want to see who we are. If you don't mind sharing in the chat. If you missed the first part, we quickly shut it down so we could come back in. I just wanted to see who missed the first part because my heart. I do not want y'all missing what we got to give you guys. So if you making sure I'm on the right thing. If you actually missed earlier and you're in now, I just want to do a recap of what we just went through because you had the opportunity to hear from Rev talking about moving y'all into a space. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. We're going to do what we can to get you caught up, okay? We are so back. Yes, we are so back. Thank you, Sarah. So we're going to do our very best to get you caught up with what you may have missed. I'm going to do my best to recap, and we'll figure out some other ways that we can creatively share something so you don't miss it fully. But what I'm excited about is first of all, Rev opened the stage because we are talking about us coming here talking about transitional housing ain't just sitting here talking about the newest thing in real estate. We're not here talking about a new niche that you can make do your hustle on. No, we ain't talking about that. We're here talking about legacy. We're here talking about changing your families. We're here talking about you being the answer. You are the answer for your family. That's how Rev opened us up because many of you represent your families in this space and they don't know yet what you listening to right now. Hopefully you took advantage and that's what probably happened and sort of got us, which is okay. If you can tag it now, because I think we can handle the capacity now. So if you had someone you wanted to still tap on to come and attend this with us today and tomorrow, go ahead and shoot them the link so that they can register. Because when you know somebody who is wanting to create with you in legacy, you want them to be in the room. Have you ever tried to tell the story that somebody told, like you heard a story and then you try to replay it back to somebody else? It don't come out the same, do it? It never does. So this is an opportunity. If you have not had a chance to put that out to someone else, can you share the level slideshow? Yes, I'll be able. And Claudia, were you one of the people who was missing it? You missed it earlier. We'll make sure Tiffany and I are going to figure out how we can bless y'all with the slideshow that talks about the levels. So, because that's what I went over next. After we had Rev talking about how you are positioning yourself because you got the answer for your family and to build legacy, I came behind that talking specifically about why we focus on program over properties. We don't focus on getting a property. We make sure you are solid with what you are building and that you have a solid program first, preferably a program that's already generating revenue for you. I think I heard somebody tell me they had a program like that. So that makes me excited because I know it can happen. But we talked about specifically how our model is different. And we talked about how we go about certification, which we can talk about more of that later these next 2 days. But our goal was then after that to just show you the four phases of our system. We have a four-phase system on how we do this work, and it starts with the program. We spend the first 7 levels literally making sure your program is solid. Then we talk about the latter part. That's the stuff you can speed through. So that's why I want to make sure you guys understand we're going to do what we can to bless y'all with something later as a whole. That way, if you missed it and you didn't get a chance to see that part, we can give that to you. And then right now, we are going to jump into our drawing because it is 11:14. I wanted to set the stage. We have our very first drawing. Now, the way this is going to work, because we had over 176 who registered, and we had I know we had 300 and something said they were coming. So I'm doing my very best to get all y'all in this list because I do know that we offered for the people who came in VIP I believe you got an extra drawing on the list. So your name got on there twice. And then we had those who were platinum. You got three. So our goal is to get those who actually did the platinum and did the VIP. Every time we do a drawing, your chances have increased to actually being someone who will win. So that's what we were wanting to do. If you're interested in VIP or platinum, I'm going to have our team put it in the chat. If you didn't even know it existed, we're going to send it to you so that if you want to register for VIP, because in VIP and platinum, that's where you get the replays. So you already have the replays of everything we covered, and you could take your time and go through our material. And you also, if you did the platinum, you get a lot of the perks, a lot of the prompts, a lot of the AI stuff that we were promising that you would get. You get all of that. And I just appreciate those of you who are ready to jump into this space and really get at it. So, because of that, we have a drawing we're getting ready to do just to give you an idea of the type of things we're going to be giving away over these next few times. And I hadn't told Tiff yet, or we haven't decided. Like, if you get drawn more than once, that means you get two prizes, I think, because we don't believe in not giving it to you if you got your name pulled twice, especially if you came in VIP and you came in platinum, you increase your chances. So I ain't mad if somebody wins one more than one prize, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do my little wheel because I want to be able to bless somebody with one of the four things that we're offering. Now, I want to see in the chat, first of all. This is going to let me know which one, because we have four different prizes, okay? And I just want to see what people are excited about, okay? So if you're excited about the drawing, let me know you're excited about the drawing. We about to do this because the first thing that the first option we have, and I'm going to go through what we have first. We've got an AI bundle that we're going to be giving out. The AI bundle is literally the tools that you can get started with your AI. And we have, like, there's five that Tiff lives by. So to be able to have you get that bundle, you'll get 1 month subscription to that entire bundle. So that's one prize. We also have as a prize Galaxy AI. Now, I like Galaxy AI because it gives you a chance to see what you like, right? So if you're interested in the Galaxy AI, and just let me know in the chat which one sound good to you, because that's the one I'm gonna rock with on this first drawing. So if you like I like the dancing, yes, that dancing chihuahua, that's me. So, or is that Tiff? I think that's more so Tiff. But anyway, we want the AI bundle. We've got the Galaxy, that's on there. We also have the ear, like the actual ear. Don't have me like what? Here, let me just show you. Look, I can only show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. It's called a roadie. You ever heard of these? You seen these? Y'all be talking. The roadie. That's one of them. We gonna have that too. So we got the roadie, and we've got. Have y'all seen one of these before? Ah, we might have two of these. This here is a wearable. Tiff will probably talk about this because I live by this now. She had to twist my arm to get this. Now I wear it all the time. I can't take it off because it does listen to everything, and it's really amazing in how you can use that. You got that. What else we got, Tiff? I know I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. Hold on. Oh, the stand. So yes, sometimes you get tired of trying to hold stuff in front of you that moves. It's one of these. You see that? You get one of those. So I'm trying to see which ones y'all want. I think the ones I'm gonna go with. One, two, three. That was four. We have four drawings. It's like, oh, there's more. I didn't mind. There's more. But these are the four we're going with. That's what we got on the calendar. There may be more. But I think what I want to do is do this one first. Because if you have ever sat and tried to do things, this is the one that I like because you can actually put it on a stand and be able to have it rotate and follow you as you're talking. We're talking about branding. You need to learn how to brand yourself. So these are great tools. We want tools that we know you guys will use. So this will be the first raffle, okay, that we're getting ready to do right now. This is for the I'm gonna make my notes here. Sarah's gonna help me keep track too, Sarah. Help me keep track so we can get that out. So now let's go ahead and do the raffle. If you do my drum, can we just see some drums? Can I see some drums? Where are my drums at? Can you find the drum? Can you find the drum? I'm just gonna run through. I'm gonna run through. And if you're in the room, you gotta raise your hand or tell me something that I know you're in the room. Okay, okay. You ready? Is Bridget Green? Bridget Green, are you in the room? Bridget, going once. Bridget, if you're in the room, you got to raise your hand, Bridget. Bridget, I don't see you. Bridget, going once. Oh, Bridget, going twice. Are you here, Bridget? Okay, let's try another roll. Okay, this is about being in the room. You got to be in the room to win. Got to be in the room to win. Okay, got to be in the room to win. Is there Vanessa Osgood? Vanessa, are you in the room? I might need to just run through because Vanessa, are you in the room? Okay, we're gonna try another approach because I'm not gonna do this all day. Tiff is waiting so we can get started. So my wheel keeps spinning people who are not in the room. So let's try one more. Let's try one more. Okay, let's try one more because I want to make sure that I can at least get somebody this stand. All right, let's see what we got. All right. Do we have Felicia Lee? Are you in the room? Felicia, going once. Felicia, going twice. We're going to change this for the next one, okay? Because I'm going to go ahead and just randomly, this is what I love doing. I'm literally just going to click because I see y'all on here. I'm going to cover my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes, okay? I'm literally just wherever my hand ends up. Donisha Eldridge, are you, Donisha? Can you hear me, Donisha Eldridge? Yay! Donisha. Donisha, you won our first drawing. Congratulations. Yeah, that's going to be probably the best way to do it right now till we can get it fixed on this side. Donisha Eldridge, I need you to send a private chat to Sarah. So
Okay.
click on new chat and I need you to send the information to Sarah. She has support on the back of her backdrop. Go ahead, congratulate. You guys congratulate her. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Darmisha, you are the winner of our first prize, our first drawing. And now with that being said, thank you so much. We want to make sure that you get this. Now, I'll be because we will need to get your address so we can get this sent to you and get that started. Okay. So I am excited. You guys had a good first part, yeah? So let's go ahead and jump right in because, guys, I'm ready for, first of all, I call her my better side. My husband and I have been together for years. She has really come in and just really, in partnership, we have built something amazing. You, and I'm just going to share this, y'all. I don't mind sharing this, and I hope she don't mind me saying it too. People ask us all the time, "How long y'all been friends?" Y'all been friends forever. How long y'all been friends? Tiff and I have only known each other for 3 months. But when you know, I made that face too, Angelique. Exactly. People think Tiffany and I have known each other for years, but guess what I know to be true? When God is in it, God can have you connect to somebody that you didn't even know was going to be a part of your destiny. And I am just going to say this too, Tiff, because I don't want to say too much. But Tiff and I knew from the moment I met her and we talked on the phone. It was literally like God walked me into a building and walked me into a room full of boxes and took me to a box that was underneath the 18th row in the back and had me pull up some stuff on top, and there was Tiffany. That's what God did. He did that for me and he did that for her because she tells the same story. So, Tiffany, I'm just so excited to be in partnership with you, not just as friends, but in partnership as we are building what God has called us to do. So, I want to go ahead and yield the floor to you. You ready?
Yes, thank you so much. Oh, that was so sweet.
I love you.
I love the chat. When God does it, is a done deal. Thank you guys so much. That's so sweet, y'all. So I am excited to go ahead and be able to grace the stage. Honestly, it is a blessing to be able to serve you guys. I could have been doing AI anywhere in the world, but honestly, this is the only place that it feels right in, to be honest. So before I get into, let me go ahead and there we go. All right, y'all. Okay, so before I get into any of that, when it comes to websites, y'all, earlier we talked about identifying who you do this work for, and you guys were able to kind of hear a little bit about Tony's story. So I did just want to go ahead and just share a little bit of mine really quick so you guys can understand just my heart behind the work and how I ended up over here. So earlier when we talked about who you do everything for, we talked about it as your SAM, your specific addressable market. That person, that resident, whether you are your own Sam or whether you witness Sam, I was that person. So I was the woman who lost everything. I was incarcerated. Um, I was homeless. And within a year, I was able to get it all back from $0. And that's not an exaggeration, y'all. It was dead broke on $0. And from that zero, I was able to make over 300,000 in 1 year in order by leaning into a skill, y'all. And that is why I live by what it is that we do. But before any of that could exist, y'all, someone who I call now a friend to me at the time was an absolute and complete total stranger. She actually saw me in the grass because that's where I was sleeping at outside. At the time, I was still in the army, so I did have my uniform on, but I couldn't stay in the barracks with my kid. And I had literally just finished from coming out of incarceration. So she saw me in the grass with my form unfolded, and she didn't know me. We wore the same uniform, but she did not know me outside of that. And she merely held her hand out and asked me if I needed a place to stay. Again, a total stranger. I don't even know if at the time I would have done that for anybody, right? And she extended compassion and grace to me that to this day blows my mind. I think she's an angel. Definitely heaven sent for me. So outside of that, she might have given me a place, y'all, but it was not just like the shelter. That wasn't it at all for me. She gave me the emotional stability and the strength to believe in myself again. And I sit here today, I don't look like what I've been through. At least I hope not in front of y'all today. And I can only say that it's because I was given that grace. And because of that, I know how important it is for a program to exist before the property. Because although I don't come from the real estate side of it, I do come from the side of it, from the people you guys are actually trying to serve. And that is why I go so hard when it comes into my entrepreneurship journey today. So let me go ahead and without further ado, go ahead and share my screen here. Let me bring this on up. Oop. Bear with me just one moment, y'all. I'm gonna have to share it on here. Give me 1 second, y'all. We'll move it on over. Hold on really quick. That's not gonna let me. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for bearing with me. It finally just pulled on up. Okay, so before we can get actually building anything with you guys today, we do have to go ahead and just start with some education in the room, y'all. So I am gonna go over, I'm gonna try my not only colors, not only poses, but logos as well. And then of course, we're gonna actually go in and we're gonna look at a website together. And then we're gonna go ahead and actually build it all out for each one of you guys here today. All right, y'all. So to go ahead and start on off, I'm sure everybody here is familiar or has seen at least one of these type of logos in their life, right? Especially the Apple logo here. So these are just the four different types that exist. For most people in the room, we like a combination, right? But you do have to know what different parts need to exist inside of what we're going to dive into later on. That's called a brand kit. So a brand kit embodies all aspects of this, right? So you're going to want to have your world mark logo. And in order for your logo to pass the test, y'all, it has to be able to pass the black and white test. And what does that mean? Sometimes when we like logos, we like to go a little bit hard and we like it to look very like vivacious and colorful and all this extra stuff. But the thing is, if you were to go ahead and put the FedEx logo in black and white, you would still recognize it the same way that you would recognize the Google logo if it was in black and white. And same thing for Apple. So that's the same thing I want you guys to think about as we go ahead and we actually make logos later on, right? Does it pass the black and white tests? When it comes to a brand kit, you are going to want to have your symbol as well as your verbiage. And the reason for that being is because you're going to want to have it on different things, right? Think about the size of different items. If you are printing something out on a shirt versus a bottle cap versus a pen, you can't have the whole logo on there sometimes. So you got to have the different options in order to be able to brand it the way that you want to in different places. If you guys have all been to different websites, if you look on the top left-hand side of any website in a URL, you guys see that little tiny baby icon that's there? That's called the favicon, right? So that little emoji, right, is usually the symbol or mark that you see because you can't really read the words when it's that little, y'all. Y'all really can't read the words when it's that little. So we're going to actually be working on a combination logo together. However, at the end, we're going to actually have a brand kit that we pull all in together that has all of these different parts. Now, for this next portion, y'all, we do want to go ahead and go into, ooh, hold on real quick, y'all. It's acting up a little bit. Hold on, y'all. I see what happened. It went back instead of forward. I got y'all. I'm gonna reshare my screen really quick. There we go. Y'all good now. All right, perfect. So now let's talk about the colors that work and the colors that do not work. Y'all, so branding is more about human psychology than there is anything else, y'all. There are just certain things that we are attracted to and certain things that we are just not attracted to. So when you guys look at the colors on the screen, these are the colors that actually work really well. And I actually got some examples of it in real life that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So blues work really well. Whites, when it comes to making sure you're leveraging that negative space, that blank space in between items. Yellow as well, that Easter color yellow, right? It's a little weird to wear it. Then the maroon and the magenta for the ladies, the men can wear it as well. Now, colors that don't work as well, the muddy of the sage work well, like in the holistic space or whatnot, but normally standing all by itself, 50-50, just depends on whether or not you're going into like an AI field or a holistic space, but it's kind of like that gray middle. Brown, I'll be honest, y'all, I really don't really see brown anywhere. I don't know if y'all looked at any businesses and y'all just see like brown as like the staple color. That's not really it, again, unless it's in the earthy vibe and the plain old black. Now, Apple, I will say, did an amazing job of coining this space. However, with Apple, they did a really good job of also just diving into that minimalist vibe. And also because of their brand, it works. But when you think about black, it kind of can be a little cold sometimes. So, like, it is tech and it's Apple, and we learn to love it. But with this space here, it's actually a little bit different. So now I just want to show you guys an example of what that looks like in real life. So now before I show you this, the reason why the slide does not immediately go into showing you guys an example is because of the fact that the next person I'm about to show you guys is a little polarizing, but I want you guys to open up your minds a little bit here. So when it comes to marketing, some of the best marketers in the world are politicians, whether we hate them or love them, right? And so the guy I'm about to show you on the screen is actually somebody who does it really, really well. And I'm not saying I co-sign him at all, but I just need to show you guys an example. All right, we got my man Donald Trump on the screen, right? I might have lost somebody here or somebody's going real hard in the crowd. I don't know. It's really 50-50 with him. But y'all see his tie? Y'all see that pale Easter color yellow? Y'all see that red? Y'all see that pink? He also does the maroon real, real well, y'all. So he actually does an amazing job of popping out with the accent colors when it comes to this, right? So for the ladies, it would be more of our blouses and our shirts, our blazers or whatnot, if you're a blazer girly. But for the men, it's the little accent pops of this color. That's where you go ahead and you place that into the room. Now I'm going to stop right here to say a little bit more when it comes to this guy here. So whether we hate him or love him, the reason why he was able to win the election is because the nation's literacy level, over 60%, is under a fifth grade level of literacy. Isn't that crazy, y'all? Over 60%. With that being said, when he talks, he's probably the most unpresidential when it comes to his speech, right? He talks even more relaxed than I am right now, right? And he does a really good job of doing that all over socials or whatnot. And whether we hate it or love it, that is why he was able to curate the attention of over 60% of the nation. So now what do we do with that information? Why am I telling you that? Why does that even matter? So I like to go ahead and say if it's working, and even if it's working, whether you think it's negative or positive, you can just reverse that so that we can make positive go viral again. So when we're doing our newsletters, our email marketing, when we're doing our hooks, our videos, our scripts, when we're talking to people, asking AI to make sure that it's down at a fifth grade level. And it's not to demean anybody, it's because you want to be able to garner the attention of most. That's the whole point of communication, y'all, is that we want to be able to make sure that we are heard. So, because we want to be heard, we got to understand the psychology of the people that we're trying to get behind and the people that we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach the masses. So, now let's get into some poses. All right, so I'm probably gonna lose y'all with some of these poses, but I want to just kind of show you guys some do's and some don'ts because one of these poses is absolutely adorable. All right, so when it comes to the pose, we got this right here. You guys see this a lot. I feel like I see this a lot with a blazer everywhere, right? Atlanta, right? Y'all doing real good with the entrepreneurship, big blazer, y'all killing it, right? So y'all do that everywhere. But when it comes to it, where your hands is at matters, right? This kind of gives closed off, right? So when we're doing this right here and our hands are low, this is closed off. Hands over and slightly positioned toward the camera is just a little bit more inviting. Now, this goes without saying, their face, right? They're smiling. And I'm going to point that out because I know a lot of us, I think it happens a lot in this space too, right? We're in some serious work. So sometimes when we do our headshots or we do our, our characters or whatnot, I notice sometimes we get the grumpy face. And I think we do that because we just kind of like think that that's a little bit more professional, but you got to think about what that says. You want to be inviting. Look at the work that we do, y'all. The work is already serious. So we don't want to like see the headshot and it's, you know, that's not going to work, y'all. So pose matters. I'm going to go through three more poses. So this is one option for a pose, right? Go ahead. This one here, not my favorite, but I do tilt. So the thinker, right? That's another one. We've seen that a couple times. This is another high converting pose. And this is not because I said so. Promise y'all psychology is backing me up. This one here. And if you're wondering, do I gotta pick one, Tiffany? No, not really, because your website is probably gonna have a couple of different options for poses, especially if you're showcasing something on the left or on the right side of your website. You want to make sure that you have a couple of different options. But I do want to point out the fact that it is not the same as the begging pose, right? It's not like this looks like Jesus, right? And we love that. Not this is not the pose we're going for. It's more like showcasing something, right? And again, the smile is there. All right. Next one, this is where I lose the crowd. I swear this is a high converting pose, y'all. And this looks nuts. And if you're brave, you'll do this one. But
Not
however, this
brave.
actually is what did you say, Tony?
I'm not brave. I ain't doing that one.
I'm gonna make your AI do that pose. All right, y'all. So when have y'all ever seen this pose? Honestly speaking, on books. If you guys pay attention to books, they're on books. So the irony is, I see Tanya laughing. I want to see Tanya in this pose next. So ironically, it's very inviting, y'all, believe it or not. It's actually more of a playful one. But it works, y'all. It works. So if you're ever trying to get through a little humor or something, maybe you do a little marketing ad campaign and you're trying to lighten up the mood or something like that, this is a good one. So no fake laughing though, y'all. So that I have that disclaimer out there because it really looks weird on the camera. And in real life, everybody can tell. There's something about the eyes. I'm going to stop really quick here. So I know I just showed you guys a couple different poses. I do want to actually I'm gonna get on my soapbox with this little small portion here. I'm talking about different poses and I'm talking about different photos. But what I'm not talking about so much is using it in video. We are going to talk about that later on tomorrow about when to use it in video and when to not. But here's why I want to do that. Can y'all be honest with me? I don't care how good someone's AI is. You can't tell when it's a video and it's AI if you're staring at it too long. I feel like everybody can tell. I don't really care if the skin looks amazing or if the pores look amazing, but you can tell. And the reason for that is just a couple of small things, right? It's really in the eyes. So you can kind of tell in the eyes. I know that sounds crazy, right? A little bit about the soul, but on an opposite side of that, just on the technology side of it, AI has a little bit of a tough time when it comes to capturing peripheral, right? So it has a tough time just doing that all the way. Like if you notice when we're doing AI, there's cut scenes. There's cut scenes. We're cutting, and we're cutting it fast. just so that people can't really notice the peripheral version of it. When it comes to how you're utilizing it, if you're somebody who's like, I don't really exist on social media, but if I had a clone and she was doing all my videos, I would be killing the game. I want to stop here really quick right there, y'all. There's still something about human connection when it comes to seeing a person on the camera that makes a difference. I feel like most people come into this space because they seen Tony on YouTube. Now, if Tony was there as her AI, it would make a difference, right? So everything you do and you don't do in your business sends a message, right? And sometimes where you're using AI, you want to use it ethically and you want to use it in the right place. Because what AI can say, if I go to someone's page and it's all AI generated, the message that I'm getting there is I'm not there. I'm not here with you. I don't got time. I'm probably going to reach customer support the same way. And it feels a little empty. Versus, is it so bad to have AI with the photo shoots? Not at all, right? If anything, it's creative and those come across super lifelike. We can actually hack those to look exactly how they have to look. Is it okay to have it on the IVR? Though we get frustrated with the automated IVRs, no one will be upset if they heard, and we do hear that nowadays, like, hey, just to go ahead and help us route you a certain way, if we have to get you to a human, we would. We're going through an automated system to just answer some of the basic questions, right? And there is a way that there's a way to do that also in transitional housing when it comes to the pre-screening call. Tony will go over that a little bit more. However, before your residents go ahead and call on in, there's going to be something that you say all the time to them, the same questions over and over and over. And it would not be a bad idea, and it's actually recommended to have an automation that actually gives them that before they actually get on the call with you for the rest of the screening process. So I just wanted to stop right there for you guys to just understand where we want to interject and put AI really quick and where we don't. Now, I'm not saying we can't do ads and promos with it, but if you're thinking like let's go ahead and wipe out my social media and be 100% AI, y'all, we got to be forward facing and there's still got to be some human touch to it, especially in the day of AI. There's nothing like a little human connection, right? All right, let me go ahead. All right, so now really quick, y'all going through the wardrobe and the makeup, right? So we do want to talk through and just make sure we got those solid colors going on with those accent pops that we talked about. Simple statement jewelry, right? Tony does that all the time. If y'all see Tony, if actually Tony is a brand. If we just focus on Tony, y'all see her with her hair always like that. She always got glasses on. She always has like some type of gold something on, and her nails are always bedazzled and stilettoed, right? That's her frame. So, however it is that you want to look, I just kind of want to like put you guys in that frame of mind to just really consider how you're showing up, right? Tanya, you're on my screen, so I see you right there. I know Tanya, no matter what, because of her glasses and your curly hair, there's a certain way you're showing up, and you always have this necklace on as well. So, y'all, just make sure that you're just cognizant of how you're showing up. When it comes to how we look, and we're going to do our clones, we're going to be doing daytime makeup, right? Nothing crazy, just daytime makeup. And if we can, closed toe shoes, right? If we're going to do the full body frame. What we do not want to do is busy patterns like crazy graphic tees. We don't want to go super full glam where we look super polished with the AI. If we are, I mean, we just seen that Donald Trump had on a bunch of black suits, but it's not head to toe black because that can get funeral, right? And that's not the vibe that we're going for. Okay, so y'all, let me go ahead and go into this portion real quick. So let's talk about what a brand kit is really quick. So a brand kit has a couple of different components to it. It has the logo, it has your color system, it has your typography. So typography just has to do with the different fonts, right? And then it has your voice and your tone. So this one's pretty important here, y'all. So when we say voice and your tone, it's what your brand is and what your brand isn't. How do you talk? How do you come across? Who is your audience, right? And what are you not, more importantly than anything else? Tony kind of talked a little bit earlier, talking about those non-negotiables, things that you do or things that you don't stand for. The same thing applies here. And then it has some social aspects as well to it, right? So it has those things that you can place into like maybe your LinkedIn banner, or maybe you want to have something for your IG or something like that, your Instagram. All right, let me push this on over. Let me make this bigger for y'all. See if I can bless it. If not, y'all will have to take a screenshot. Let me see if it lets me be kind and actually make it bigger for you. Oh, it's not getting bigger. All right. Hopefully y'all can see it. If not, what we're gonna do, team, if y'all can take a screenshot of this and put it in the chat. If not, y'all gonna have to zoom it in real quick, but follow me here. So, and if you are VIP or Platinum, we're gonna include this and the prompts that we are gonna go to inside of your package as well. So now, this is actually a chart that kind of helps you walk through a little bit of the different color schemes that you want to go ahead and have depending on the population that you have. It's a little bit small on the screen, but just listen to my voice here. So if you're in like reentry, there's certain color schemes. If you are like helping out women, the maroon really works, the purple really works, the gold really work. Like Tanya, you actually by mistake, probably on purpose, chose the right color scheme because it's actually serving your population as well. So the colors that you choose absolutely does want to line up with the population that you are serving, and it's something that we want to go ahead and have in mind. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to drop this down and we're going to look at a website. And what we're going to look at the website for is we want to look at it for different components. Let me go ahead and pull it up on my screen here. All right, y'all. So in the day of AI, like we said earlier, right, you can create something extremely fast. But what that doesn't make it is good. Back in the day, you used to have to go ahead and pay hundreds of dollars for someone to go ahead and just develop a website. The beautiful part is small business can compete with big business with the right strategy, and that's no longer necessary. However, the part that we do want to keep in mind is the design psychology behind what makes a website work. What makes someone want to click? What makes it inviting? What are the aspects of it? Is there a way to capture the people's information as going in on my website? So we're going to go ahead and take a look here. Sure. All right. Okay, y'all.
And you are breaking up a little bit, Tiff. Can you hear me?
So we're actually taking a look at, yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I still good? Okay, I can't keep up.
Yep, you're good now. You're good now.
Okay, so we want to take a look at the DOE, right? And so this is actually a website, whether you guys like, it's not like the most like, boom, it doesn't pop out. It's not like giving us Apple. However, it is one of the most visited sites when it comes to this space. And there are a couple of things that they absolutely got right. All right, so as you can see, the website breathes a little bit. If you guys are looking at the top, easy to go to navigation, right? Almost any of the top pages in this space have a way for you to go ahead and just quickly understand what their programs are and how to get involved, how to get help, and how to donate. I'm gonna let Tony come on in just a moment to just explain how we want to do the donations in this space. However, I do want you guys to take a look at that. There is a clear connection moment when you guys are looking at this website where you guys are able to go ahead and see that they just have like different quotes and different people up on the screen that are actually in the foundation. That's warm, y'all, right? This is where we want to go ahead and leverage like the human component of it. If you don't have any of it yet, that's perfectly fine. That is where you can put yourself in your different components, right? I am going to get into a quick portion about what not to use AI to generate for in just a moment. And this part is important because before we can learn how to build, we have to learn what we don't have to build or what we should not build first. All right. You guys see here, it's going to go ahead and tell you guys to go to y'all events. That's something that you want to go ahead and have on yours as well. If you don't have events, guess what? Maybe you have, ooh, maybe you have a newsletter, right? Maybe you have some place that can connect with you. Maybe there's just a quick way for them to go ahead and follow you. They have the donation here up again, and then they have some videos related to their project and what they do. This part is probably my favorite here, and I think it's the most powerful. Meet our graduates. It's probably the most fire portion here. For you, if you're operating in this space and you're brand new to it, you don't have this yet. That's fine. How about a meet our Sam, right? Let's meet the person who you do it for. This portion here lets you clearly know who it is that they're actually working with and what they do. And it actually allows you to go ahead and get a chance and take a look at their results. This other portion here that's important, and if you have been operating with us in the community for quite a while, then you have seen this on a couple of different websites that we have brought up for you guys. And it's this here where they want to talk about, and they talk about the numbers and the actual results that they were able to garner. On some of the websites, they get a little fancy and it is a real-time count of some of these things. And we actually recommend that. But if you're absolutely new to the space and you don't necessarily have those, we can replace that with your intention. So Tony talked earlier about how we want to go ahead and have a measurable outcome. You want to go ahead and have results and whatnot. This is exactly where you can put what you're aspiring to do on this section here. All right, now at the bottom, y'all, nothing too fancy, just to go away to get it, to be able to connect. And right here, they have a place to go ahead and get the latest updates. So why is this so important, y'all? So the latest updates is extremely important for two things. So when it comes to social media or a website, how do you know if I landed on your page? How are these people going to know that they garnered my attention and I was able to go ahead and come onto their website? If I'm on Instagram and I'm a follower, do you really own me at all? Is there any way for you to connect with me outside of Instagram's platform? If your page got blocked right now, would you be able to go ahead and reach out to me? Right? The answer to that is no. So what you do want to have is a way to capture their information with their email or their name, adding them to a quick email list so that you're able to go ahead and pull them off that platform and pull them into your ecosystem so that they are a lead. So now really quick, let me go ahead and drop this down here. Let's talk about what we don't want to use AI to generate here, because I just talked about the fact that if you're new to the space, which a lot of you might be, or you're scaling or you're pivoting, so you may not have the results that you're looking for just yet. I said someone said CRM. I'm explaining that just a minute because a CRM can be intimidating to some people, right? So what we don't want to use AI to actually generate, right? Especially if we're new to the space. We don't want to use it to generate the thing that we are selling. So what I mean by that is this. We don't want it to generate the home, y'all, unless you're very clear about the fact that that's your like aspiring, like you're manifesting with it, right? And the reason why you don't want to go ahead and do that is because it can go ahead and give off the impression that you already own that property. And we've actually had people that made and gave off that impression, and you could receive donations. I mean, it can be totally obvious to you, right? You could be like, you know, the watermark is there, or to you, you're like, you can't tell that's AI. But some people legitimately can't tell y'all. And so, in order to make sure that that's not happening, the clear rule of thumb is you do not use AI to generate the product that you are selling to people. So, if I am a company that sells roses, right? And I'm doing a quick promo vid. There is nothing at all wrong with using AI to actually generate like a good commercial, right? As long as the roses are mine. Now, if I'm using AI to generate the roses, now I'm dead wrong because people just went and bought my product thinking that's something I physically had, and I did not have it. So that's the clear differentiation of where you want to use AI and where you don't. Even if you don't necessarily have all of that, you can still put the population I want to serve, the results I want to go, I want to have, just to go ahead and bring it into that space. So now let's go ahead and jump into this. So really quick, let me pull this up here. All right, so now the number one thing everybody should be asking themselves is, how do I get there? So really quick, before we jump into that, I do want to know how many people actually do not have a website, do not have their brand kit, do not have their logo. Oh, Sophia, thank you so much. Me, class at me. Right? I want to know how many people working on it, working on it, working on it. I need one. Okay. I feel like a lot of the reason why that happens in this space is because we kind of overthink it, right? There's a lot of different components and a lot of different things that go into it. So we're just going to baby step it one by one, by one, by one. So we're going to start here and we're going to, let me grab the link on this one to make sure everybody can go ahead and grab this up. We're going to start with our headshots. And then after we go into our headshots, we're going to talk through and we're going to talk about the logo, brand kit. We're going to take a quick pause and then we're going to go into the website portion of it. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up my screen here. Asia, don't kill me. I did use you. So let me drop this link in the chat. All right, let me pull this in here. Y'all should be able to take a look at that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up my screen and explain to you guys what is it that you guys just pulled up in the room. Let me make sure I can grab it up here.
While you're grabbing that, I just want to explain a couple of things for everyone to understand why this is so important, especially at the
Okay.
beginning. Because as you guys are getting into this brand, like many of you guys have never done this before, and to be able to have that face forward first, like a lot of people like, well, I'll just wing it. I'll do this, on the side. I'm gonna do everything as my name. Like you're really setting yourself up for failure. So I want you making sure that as she's going through these things, these are things you should be doing already so that it's in place. And then when opportunities do open up, you already have something you're working with, especially when you come into our operators room. We really want you coming with, if you don't have it prepared, to get you at least where you're thinking through that. So I just wanted to let you understand why it's important to start getting these things set up first.
Thank you for that, Tony. I totally appreciate that. That's actually a good portion here. So let me go ahead and pick this up. All right, y'all. So I went ahead and dropped in the chat a link. Do I have to drop it again? Here, I'm gonna try it one more time. Okay. Team, can we go ahead and help out Asia really quick? Tanya's putting it in the chat just so that I can go ahead and see what's going on. All right. So yeah, I went ahead and dropped the link, and this link had this prompt in here, right? So it is actually a headshot prompt. And so I have two prompts in here. I have one for the women, and I do have one for the men that are a little bit different. We're gonna start off small. We're gonna go with the headshots. When we start off with the ladies, move this out my way, right? I went ahead and I used Asia's photo on here, and I went ahead and I just dropped the prompt. It is a quick copy and paste, y'all. You don't gotta do nothing crazy. And these are the options that we went ahead and we garnered. This is so cute. Actually, my favorite is probably this maroon one. I'm not really sure how I feel about that last one. The last one is given Jodeci, like she's coming out on the album for me. So I'm not really feeling that one. However, I do want you guys to go ahead and give that prompt a try and place some of your results in the chat. Now, I will give this disclaimer because if someone here is like, why is she using ChatGPT versus the other ones? Y'all, I want to make it so that people are able of all different parts of the room to be able to utilize this. If y'all know me, I actually feel like ChatGPT is the Android of AI. If y'all want me to be honest, I do rock with Claude a lot more. I love Gemini, I love Ideogram, and I love a ton of other tools. However, in order to make it palatable for everybody in the room, right, we're going to start here. Now, when we get into our VIP session later on today, there are a couple of more prompts that we'll give you guys when it actually comes to the other imaging tool as well. We just want to make sure we don't scan nobody in the room, especially if you're new to AI or if you're not new to AI. We just want you guys to be able to start garnering some real good habits and actually utilizing it the way that you're supposed to versus not utilizing it at all. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen really quick because I do want to go ahead and see if y'all can go ahead. I do feel that way. Jodeci College Day. So if y'all can y'all go ahead and drop in the chat y'all results? I want to go ahead and see y'all results in the chat. And then while we're doing that really quick, let me go ahead and throw this on up. And Tony, if you can really quick, can you talk through what we do and do not want to do when it comes to the donation portion of the website?
So, first and foremost, when you're creating your website, I'm going to just say this. If you, let's say you've decided you wanted to be for profit, right? And as a for profit, y'all know y'all can get donations. I just want you to be clear. You can, but there's a way in which you do it. But I always tell people, like when you're creating, first of all, getting into the space, you're creating your LLC, you're doing some other things. You don't want to call yourself, first of all, when you're talking about your domain, you don't want to call yourself a .org and you're a .com. Okay. So I want to just say that first. I've seen people make that mistake because they think they're doing, they're truly a for profit, and let's say their name's not available and then they go for the .org instead. You're not a .org. You are not a nonprofit. So being who you are authentically, you want to do that first. So if you're a .com or not a nonprofit, then you use what your label is for your domain. Now, when it comes to actually getting donations, there is a way it can be done even as a for-profit. Because at the end of the day, you can have people giving you furniture, you can have people giving you funds, all of those things, as long as they're not wanting one of those letters that they want at the end of the year that says they gave a donation to a nonprofit, you cannot do that. So as long as you're disclosing that up front so they understand, hey, I'm a social enterprise and what we're doing is an amazing program, but I'm not able to give those letters. Are you okay with that? So having those discussions up front, I would even encourage you to have it documented because if it ever came back that you got a donation, right? And they're looking for that. And they'll say, well, you took a donation. I'm looking for my letter. You already have something documenting. Documentation is everything. So in this space, you want to just make sure you've done the right things to protect yourself if you truly are not a nonprofit and you are taking some form of a donation or in kind, anything that people want to have that documentation to back that up. All right. So that's what I would do.
Okay, perfect, y'all. So then the next part here, I'm gonna go ahead and actually pull up my screen and I'm gonna go ahead and drop this one in here for y'all. I just have to make sure I publish it for y'all to actually be able to utilize it and follow along with me on the screen. Let me go ahead and make sure I can do that for
Thank you.
y'all.
Same thing.
What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't on I was putting my picture out there. I was seeing that me and Lakira, I saw Lakira's and we wearing the same shirts almost. So
She stole your look. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead and share this, publish, view the site, and bam. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen really quick for y'all here so y'all can see what's going on. All right. Let me move this on over and I'm going to drop it in the chat really quick and make sure that y'all can all see it really quick. Oh, I like that one actually. Oh, I do like the last one. All right, y'all. So now let me logo prompt. All right. So y'all, I just put in the chat. I had to publish it, y'all, because I was about to all complain at me and be like, Tiffany, I can't open it. And then I was gonna be like, okay, never mind. All right, y'all. So we went ahead and we have this prompt in the link for the prompt in the chat. Y'all don't get intimidated by it. Just grab the whole thing and copy and paste. I promise y'all. Try to make it really, really easy for y'all. However, there are some portions here that we do want you guys to fill in. Right here, business name, the population you serve, and I want you guys to pick a primary color based off of the population that you serve that we talked about earlier. If you can't go ahead and just remember on top of your head, just remember the colors that we do want to go with versus the colors that we don't want to go with. So when you guys drop that in there, I wanted to make sure I already had it teed up for you guys because my stuff was taking a little bit to load. So I went ahead and I just put math, I put reentry for women, and then that was it. And then I just put the gold color. It's going to give you a couple of different options. It's going to give you line one, line two, line three, line four. Here's the reason why it does that for you guys. So the reason why it does that is because it's going to give you your logo in a couple different colors. And I just want you to pick which one you like, whether it's number one, whether it's number two, whether it's number three, or if it's number four. And the reason why it's giving you different color schemes is because you have to be able to pass the black and white test, right? A lot of the times we like those really like loud logos. But again, if you need to, you have to be able to put it with a negative space. You want to make sure that you're able to go ahead and differentiate it across different portions. Some of you guys already have your logo. Oh, I didn't mean to grab it like that and do that. Some of you guys already have your logo with us today. And if you do not have to go ahead and remake another one. Leave it exactly as is. But what we are going to do is we're going to take it a step further and we're going to actually make it a brand kit. So if you can right now, just take a second to go ahead and actually grab this logo, grab your logo, right? If you have an existing one, or make one really quick with us in the room today. So now you have your headshot, now you have your logo. Follow me here because I have to baby step y'all before I get into the brand kit. If I would have just jumped right into the brand kit, I would have lost half the room, right? And it would have been a little bit difficult. And then some people wouldn't have had one and had the other. So thank you guys for allowing me to baby step y'all up until we get into that little portion there. So want to make sure I give enough time for everybody to go ahead and do that and then talk about what we're about to get into. So now the next one that I'm going to share with you guys is actually, let me make sure I published it for y'all, but it's actually going to be for y'all's brand kit. Now let me make sure this one is all the way published for you guys. Do. Yep. And I'm going to drop that in the chat for you guys. And I'm going to show you guys what it's going to go ahead and garner for you guys. There we go. All right, dropping that in here. Perfect. Y'all should be able to go ahead. Oh, that looks nice. Look at y'all. The house love. Look at y'all. Aw. All right. So y'all can tell I'm emotional. All right. So now let's talk about the brand kit. Another really long prompt. I don't need y'all getting overwhelmed. And I actually don't even need you guys even looking at any of this portion here. Right? I just want you guys to focus on this portion here. You're going to go ahead and grab the brand kit prompt, and then we're going to take this over to Lovable. Now, if you guys have heard about Lovable, it obviously does build websites really fast. You guys have probably heard about it before. It's a no vibe coding tool, meaning you can go ahead and actually, let me actually stop sharing my screen because I want to make sure I tell you guys this because there's some people in the room that are a little bit more advanced in AI and some people that are just in the middle. But I just want to share some things that Lovable can and can't do, right? So when it comes to Lovable, it is a no vibe coding tool. And it allows you to go ahead and just put a prompt in there and kind of just get back a website. But a couple of other things that it's able to actually go ahead and do is actually able to do like interactive worksheets for you guys. And for those people who, oh, that looks really good, Troy. And for those people who are not willing or just it's scary or they don't have the time or energy to learn how to do a funnel, a go high level, even though it's, it's something that a lot of us need, right? And we know how important a funnel is, but maybe you're not there in your business where you need 20 different additional steps in order to go ahead and actually like do what you got to do and you just need something basic. Inside of Lovable, you can actually turn on for free something that's called Resend, right? And Resend will act as a funnel and will go ahead and actually send follow-up emails for you if you go ahead and tell it to at a certain time. So let me give you guys an example of what that looks like. So you are able to go ahead and say something like, every time someone signs up for my newsletter, I want you to automatically send this email to them. And then you can feed it about 5 or 6 different emails and tell it exactly what time frame and when it should shoot off and fire those emails, right? Now, does it work exactly like the Go High Level? It doesn't get as intricate, but if you're just trying to get in and get your feet wet, you can at least utilize it to kind of like grab people's information and interact with your audience in that way. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to use Lovable to actually garner up your brand kit, and I'm going to show you what your brand kit has because what we're going to do actually before we go on a break and we come back is we're going to use that brand kit because we want to give you guys enough time to go ahead and actually do it and plug it into a website so that you guys can actually walk away with one that's fully branded for you guys. So let me go ahead and share this really quick. I'm going to share the link for Lovable in the chat, and I do want everybody to go ahead and pull it up. You can use it for free. I probably should have mentioned that. You can use it for free. You just need to go ahead and pay a really low amount when you have to publish it. I think like the lowest amount for it is like 20 bucks a month, right? So let me go ahead and pull this up here. And I'm going to share the brand kit one more time. One more time in the chat. And then tell you guys what to fill out with it. And then I'm going to show you guys what it's actually able to go ahead and do for you guys. Oh, shared the wrong thing. Perfect. Okay, let me pull it over here. All right, y'all. So in the brand kit that you guys got, that brand kit logo, the only portion here that you want to go ahead and actually try to fill out is this portion here, just the my program, your info or whatnot. But if you don't have all of that info in there, just go ahead and try to fill it out to the best of your ability. Please try to fill out your population and who you serve. I already know Tanya, so it didn't take me too long to just do hers. Outside of plugging that into Lovable, right? When you guys get to Lovable, you're just going to go ahead and pull it up and drop the prompt in there, right? I don't want you guys to overthink it. Pull up Lovable and drop the prompt. If someone's like, well, Tiffany, you're like 2 steps ahead. So how did you get there? And not tell me where to go really quick, just in case someone is stuck. When you get to Lovable, there's going to be a little chat, like a little like search in the middle. And you're just going to go ahead and drop the prompt that I gave you in there. But do not hit send on it just yet. Ooh, do not hit send on it just yet. You want to go ahead and upload your logo that you went ahead and created in the room with us today. So, two things you're going to do, you're going to drop the prompt in there, you're going to update with your logo, and then you're going to try to the best of your ability, filling out your program name, filling out the population that you serve, and then you're going to hit send. And this is what it is going to bring back for you guys. So the brand kit is going to have a couple of different things. It's going to have who you are, right? So your audience. I'm going to read this through really quick for Tanya. My Auntie's House brand system is a transitional housing program operated by MAV Heritage LLC, serving women and families re-entering stability after housing displacement, recovery, and incarceration. So her audience is women and families ages 18 plus navigating transitional housing, and her program has a couple of different factors to it. She wants to work with case managers. She wants to go ahead and help them actually, forgot exactly the amount, but I remember there was an amount of money that she wanted her ladies to have after 30 or 60 days in her program, right? From there, the brand kit is going to give you your logo and different variations of it, right? It's going to tell you when and how to use it and places and how you should not use it, right? Because she kind of has that plum purple effect to it, right? From there, it's going to actually dive down and look at what your typography is. That's a really, really big word, y'all, to say text. So it's going to go ahead and it's going to pull up your text, right? And what sizes, what is the font, when to use it and when not. Because the littler letters that are underneath her logo versus the ones that are at the top are completely different from one another. And you want to know when to use that. Maybe you want to use that for the header of your website versus, for the body of your text, it's going to be a totally different type of font. All right, next, it's going to go through the different colors that are in your brand kit, right? So her primary color is that deep plum that she has going on, but it's also going to go through your accent colors, your neutrals, and everything like that. The reason why that is important, y'all, is because that's going to go ahead and allow your website to come to life. What part of it is going to be used for the header? What part of it is it going to be using in the body? What should the color of the text be? When you have like the backdrops in certain areas, what colors are we using to accent those little pops that you guys seen? When we looked at the dough fund, everything was kind of blue that was popish. Like for hers, it would be more of the gold, so to speak. And then from here, oh, let me bring it on down. It's going to go ahead and make sure it understands your warm, like your tone. And then a couple of more things it's going to have is just like some do's and some don'ts. Now, what you want to do is when you actually generate this prompt, you want to download your PDF. You want to download it and take it with you. When you hit download, it's going to go ahead and prompt it to go ahead and just go into your system, and you want to take that with you. Let me start sharing my screen really quick to show you guys and tell you guys what you're able to go ahead and do with it, right? So with that prompt, what you're able to do is you're actually able to take this and think about all the different places you can place it in, because we're going to be talking about it right now in order to go ahead and build out a website. But there's a lot more things you can go ahead and use it for. What if you're making a flyer and you don't want it to be off brand with everything else? What if you're making just something for LinkedIn? What if you're making any of those components? You want to make sure that everything stays on brand. So you want to be able to just take this downloadable PDF, copy and paste it with you. And anytime you then make an image or anything for your business, it is now branded. And Tanya, because I did build it for your business, I am going to give you your brand kit. You do not have to go ahead and make it for yourself, right? All right, so let me go ahead and jump into this portion here, because the next part here that we're actually going to go through is how to actually build the website for it. Now, before we get into that portion here, I did want to take a quick moment because I do want to make a little bit of a reveal. Um, when it comes to what we do in VIP, for the people that we're working with for 12 weeks in our VIP program, there are a lot of different things that we do want to help you guys out and do for you guys. we understand that 12 weeks is not a big like amount of time to go ahead and cement like your program and who you work with and things like that. And so we understand that that could be a lot of pressure for you guys. So for those of us that are in VIP, we do go ahead and actually walk through with you so that you're actually able to go ahead and build the website out and actually do that with us. And actually, before I pull up my screen really quick here, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys the one that I built out for Tanya and walk you guys through what different portions of it is on the screen. But before we actually go ahead and do that, Tony, do you want to come up on the screen really quick and show us anything that when it comes to VIP or anything that you need them to go ahead and understand before we get into that space?
Couple of things I just want to make sure we clear up because I've been watching the chat. I just want to make sure that we have clarity around what VIP is. Because as you know, many of you came into this environment through our free funnel. We wanted you guys coming to get all this information. And if you wanted to have a replay of this, we offered VIP for the replay and the opportunity to be able to ask questions when we do our session at 3 Central Standard Time. That's literally being able to talk to myself, our housing coordinator, our VA, literally about everything that we do in this space. And then we have Platinum. So those things are offered as a result of this. But we have a separate VIP. So when most people hear us, like people in our operators room, they know when I talk about VIP, we're talking about the system that we've created to be able to help those operators who are ready to go to the next level, who really need more than just what the community offers to be able to build this out. So in our VIP, what we offer is you get 12 weeks of us dedicated with you. It'd be me and Tiff. We're right there grinding with you every week. They'll tell you we in there grinding every week, helping you get not only to a place where you fully understand your program, but you've identified your program pillar, the thing that's the spine of what you're going to build, and then how to create partnerships with that. Remember, we ain't trying to go in competition for money. That's not what we try to do. What our goal is to be able to work with people in partnership. So for that 12-week period, we are going through that information to make sure that you're ready to position yourself. That's why us going through this, that's actually why this sort of came about, the summit, because we're getting ready to launch. I want to say it's next week or the following, because I want to make sure we got enough time to get everyone else prepped. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that those who are in VIP, you have the opportunity to build out those 12 weeks. And we work with you diligently every week to make sure that you can get to a place where you have something that not only are you going to present to one agency, but two. Because our goal is to get this program set up where you can actually be generating revenue even before you get into property. And one of the best perks that you get being a part of VIP, because I heard this question too, well, what about the app? You actually get the app. The app and VIP come together and work toward you getting to that goal. So the 12 weeks will dedicate to your programming just to make sure it's solid and it goes in line with our app. And then once you get past that part, you then can finish out to where you have successfully launched your full program and ultimately be in a property when you're ready. So those are the
Thank you.
differences.
Thank you guys. Okay, so I see a little bit of confusion. I'm about to share my screen one more time. I just saw all the questions and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, let me help you guys out really quick. So,
Easy.
um, I did see someone say my issue is I need to go ahead and work with a landlord to allow me to do the program in the property. You want to answer that really quick before I?
So let me say, because there we are, and I think because the goal is to make sure do you have a program. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I have seen too many people who really get into this space going for a property first. If you don't have your program fully outlined and fully developed, you're going to do yourself a disservice. I've had people over and over come to me and they usually, well, I got a property, Tony, help me get this program together. Well, let's first get to where you got a program. What are we working with? Because you don't even know that your program lines up with the property that you're trying to get into. So I just want to encourage you, not, I mean, people do what they want to do. They come back to me later and they'll say something and it is what it is. But I say, let's focus on getting your program first. That's why we execute a program like this first. It's about executing a program, even to the point where you could be actually making revenue while you're looking for a property. Why put more stress on yourself than you have to? So I would
Mhm.
just err on the side of caution to rush into a property because you're going to end up making a mistake and getting into a property that you will not be able to sustain.
And y'all, really quick, so y'all know the difference between VIP, like for the replays, and VIP? Because I realized that might have been a little confusing for some folks. Let
Should
me
have
go ahead
thought
and do
about
that.
that. We
All
should have
right,
said
right. I just thought about that right now, y'all. Okay, we learning.
we
So, all
learned.
right, y'all. So VIP, y'all, if you went ahead and you purchased the replays for $47, you do have the replays here along with some of the prompts that we're sharing today, as well as the access to the bonus Q&A session. Because after this, after we're done with the 3 o'clock CST, we do jump off for another hour. I actually have a little bit of a surprise for what it is that we're actually going to do it for that hour as well, and who will be in that room. We're going to do that for both sessions in both days. And if you went ahead and upgraded to the platinum package, our platinum people, right? You have all of that, and then you have access to an actual audit of your items. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and walk through a little bit, because right now I know I went a little bit fast. Y'all, look at the time, right? I don't even know how the time flew by. We're
Flew
trying
by.
to go ahead and make sure that we actually get to everything on here. So for those that are in our platinum package, you guys unlock everything that is inside of VIP. And you're also able to go ahead and walk with us for an additional hour so that we can go ahead and actually look at your logo, your brand kits, your websites, and make those little quick fixes and touches with y'all. Whether you are using Lovable or whether you're using another system like Replit or anything like that. And if I scared y'all with that, just for the more tech savvy people in the room, we know how to use those too, right? Again, we just want to be palatable for everybody. However, this is not to be confused with the VIP program that Shahir was talking about for 12 weeks. So that one is our VIP program, and that actually starts May 1st. It is a 12-week cohort where we actually guys take you guys from vision to program before property. So you're actually able to partner with 2 agencies and obtain what's called a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, so you can actually operate in your purpose and start piloting your program even before the property. So you can actually start working with people even before the property. So you can start making money even before the property. So you don't have to wait on that vision that God gave you, right? Or whoever it is that you believe to, even before the property. All right, so now let me actually go ahead and share my screen with y'all. So y'all, all you have to do is drop that prompt that I gave you guys into Lovable. You want to go ahead, just to recap, add your logo to it, and then fill in the portions that it asks you. It asks you, who do you serve? What's your population, right? And it did it right here while we're in the room with y'all. It's going to go ahead and create something like this, right? It's going to go ahead and create just a quick landing page for you guys. It actually does have a couple different sections, right? It has the apply to get for help. I gave her a fake phone number. Sorry, Tanya. We're gonna have to get you a real one. I didn't know what it was. It went ahead and it gave her some statistics. I did tell it to fill it in, right? But this is where when that prompt, there is a section in there that you want to put it in with what it is that your goal is if you're already operating, or if you're not, along with some testimonials. And y'all, this may not be testimonials of people that you worked with, maybe people that just back your character. Let's get creative real quick. You don't got some people that can just back your character real quick, some people that believe in your vision and can say something about you, right? Our founder, I ain't use Tanya's picture here. I used a random person. I ain't even gonna lie, because Tanya looking at me like that ain't me. But I'm gonna explain in a second what we're gonna actually do in the session at the end. Then you can go through and read your story in here. Boo-doo-doo. And then it talks through different ways that they can go ahead and work with you today, right? It did that all in probably 3 minutes of time, y'all. Now, I am going to go through some quick upgrades that I would want to make when it comes to this, right? If this was me and I was going to go ahead and have this website, because although that's on there, you can't go ahead and actually have the page as viewable until you have a domain and until you actually go ahead and you publish it. So although you can create it for absolutely free, right? You absolutely do need to go ahead and pay for it to publish it. So y'all, brand kit, logo, fill out the prompt, and you'll have your website there. So now let me go ahead and just show you guys really quick here. Let me pick it up where you guys can go ahead and just upgrade that really quick so you guys can see that on the screen. Uh, Looks like it fell down on me, y'all. Just give me 1 second. All right, and while I'm doing that, I did reveal a little bit about this, but if you are someone who is in our platinum package, following the session here, we are going to have that 1 hour for Q&A. So inside of that Q&A portion, there is a part where you're going to be able to ask me and Tony questions, but you guys are actually able to go ahead and speak to people that are in the space. So housing coordinators that have helped Tony for years do the work, right? And people who actually just help her alongside the journey. So you guys can actually talk to people that are in the field and actually doing the work. And for those that are in the
¿Cuánto
platinum
es el
package,
nivel de chat?
if you want to mute really quick for me, team, if y'all can mute it up, thank you so much. And for those that have the platinum package, if you're trying to build this out and you're like, I just want a quick upgrade, I want to learn how to go ahead and actually attach it to resend so I can actually accept emails or send emails out to people. I want to learn how to go ahead and make my newsletter. Then there's actually a portion of that breakout session where we'll actually put you in a room with us and we'll actually walk you guys through it. So you guys can actually get that one-on-one support, right? So now let me share my screen here. It started freezing up on me. All right, let me pull it up. All right, so before you publish the website, there is a couple things I'm going to ask you guys to do. So inside of Lovable on the top left, there is a portion in here that allows you to rename the project. I would absolutely go ahead and rename it. When you go into the settings of the project, there's actually also a portion here that allows you to hide the badge so people don't know what you went ahead and where you built it from. Now, for me, because I work with AI, I never hide what I use on any of my tools just so people know where it's from. But for you guys, I would want you guys to go ahead and hide it. From there, it's as simple as just going to the top right and actually hitting on publish, and then your website will actually go ahead and be live. Y'all, and so we actually have a little bit of a surprise as well. If you guys are able to go ahead and for somebody who's actually able to create a website before end of day today, we have a little bit of a surprise, right? And this is where imperfect action is getting rewarded because it don't got to be the prettiest thing in the world, right? So let's just recap a little bit of what we did before we get into some questions because I when I'm done, Tanya. So I want to get into a little bit of the questions that I see in the chat and just talk a little bit about a recap of what it is that we just did. Went a little bit fast, but we went ahead and we talked about what should be included in your branding. We talked about logos, colors, poses, we talked about what not to do and what to do. We went ahead and we created some headshots using those high converting poses, making sure that we're in the right color. We talked about what colors to use per different industries that we're in, depending on the population that you serve. And again, if that was a lot of information, we're gonna go ahead and put that in your VIP and Platinum portal, y'all. So team, if y'all can go ahead and put in the chat, can y'all put in the link for them to upgrade really quick? Right? If you guys haven't had a chance to go ahead and do so, of course, bless us and give us a little bit of grace so we can put it in there after this session. But we are going to go ahead and put it in there for y'all so you guys can go ahead and have all of that. So today we went ahead and we walked through making sure that I got that headshot in there, created some logo options for you guys, went ahead and turned that into a brand kit that you can take into any of your tools and so that you are branded across the board, right? And you are able to go ahead and have that synchrony across all your different platforms. And then we talked about how to drag and drop it into a prompt, putting all of those components together, utilizing your brand kit, utilizing your logo, utilizing the prompt, who you serve, your population, and what you want to bring to them to actually go ahead and create a website where you can live. Now, we're going to compound off that effort even tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of what is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will come in and we'll do a little bit more of a recap and we'll go ahead and we'll talk about a couple more tools. But we actually have somebody coming in that is a LinkedIn and marketing strategist, right? And what we're going to do right before she gets on, we're going to talk about two different things in AI before we bring our speakers on tomorrow. We're going to talk about apps with AI. And then we're going to talk about how we are going to brand our LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that you're doing everything that we did today, the homework that we went ahead and did today, because we're going to compound off of that tomorrow to bring it over to LinkedIn. Now, if you are somebody who you're like, I don't like being on the internet or anything like that, the reason why we want to go ahead and make sure that we are on LinkedIn, and I would say also Instagram as well, but LinkedIn for sure, is because that's where your future partners are at. And that's where the grand tours live at as well, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about grants tomorrow as well. So yeah, tomorrow is a jam-packed session, but we are going to go ahead and dive into that. And we're actually going to talk a little bit about grants here in the room as well, because we do have our impact grant that we are giving away tomorrow. And we do want to make sure that everybody has a chance to go ahead and get their application in today. So the work that we're doing today allows you guys to actually go ahead and step into tomorrow, but it allows your brand to live online. There is something called SEO. It's a big word, search engine optimization. That just means when people Google you, they can find you, right? I can't fund you if I can't find you. I can't partner with you if I can't find you. That's like dating and you don't ever go outside, right? Right? Unless your next husband is a thief, they can't find you unless they rob your house. You got to get outside, y'all. Okay? So we need to be able to find you guys in multiple different places. We want to be able to go ahead and Google you, find you on LinkedIn, start building up your online reputation. So that's part of the reason why we want to make sure that we're on LinkedIn and we want to have that brand synchrony across the board. So when I see certain things, I know exactly who that is. Again, you don't got to tell me. Y'all can probably put a silhouette of Tony on the screen and I would absolutely know who it is because I know Tony that well, and she just has like a certain aesthetic about herself, right? So, y'all, I do want to go ahead and say this. So, Tanya, your brand kits, because she is actually a valued implementation partner, y'all. And I'm going to let Tony speak her up in a second and let Tanya talk in just a moment or whatnot. But before we do that, I do want to say this. So, Tanya is one of our valued implementation partners who is a part of our 12-week program. And I started smiling so hard when I started talking about her because she is absolutely a gem. So it was absolutely nothing for us to go ahead and just try to give her a brand kit and give her a website. Outside of the website, we're actually going to work with you, Tanya, when we leave out of here and we do our hour for Q&A, put you in an actual breakout room and actually bring it to life a little bit more. And that's also something that anybody with the platinum package could go ahead and receive that one-on-one so that your brand can live the way that it wants to and receive that support over the next 2 days for you guys. So Tony, I do want to let you have a second to go ahead and just talk it up and talk about, Tanya really quick, kind of give her the air that she really deserves. Kind of want to see how she's feeling about everything that she's receiving today. And I do want her to be able to come on here to kind of just showcase to you guys and talk to you guys about some of the questions that I'm seeing in the chat as it results to VIP. I know some people are kind of confused and trying to figure out what is it. We do have some questions about certification as well in the chat. So I want to make sure.
I love it, love it. And awesome job, Tiff. That's exactly what we needed. So if you'll go ahead and just pin Tanya with me so we can have a great conversation together. Because my goal, hopefully y'all hear me okay. Am I soft? Okay, good, good, good. Because I'm telling y'all, first of all, I'm gonna just say VIP, I believe, is the best thing since sliced bread. If I was not here doing it, I would be doing this. And I'm just being as honest as I can because of what it offers, especially right now, as we are really focused and laser focused on where we're going. So I was hearing that there was a little confusion about the VIP. So our apologies, because I wasn't even thinking VIP for the webinar and then VIP for what we do as being a conflict. So what we're doing right here, right now, we have people who signed up for VIP for $47. Okay. You signed up so that you could get the replays. So when you hear us talk about VIP for this arena, that is what we're speaking on. You get access to us talking to you in Q&A after this, and you get the replays, and you'll get a few other perks, okay? VIP in our community, in school, that is sort of like the best place to be if it's not inner circle. I love inner circle too, but VIP is for those people who are ready to start, push it to the next level. The access that you've got, not just to the things we've created, but also to Tiff and I. You've got two experts, an expert in AI that can slam dunk any automation and make it real for what you're building. But then in transitional housing, I've been doing for 15 plus years, you get that dynamic ability to have that all within our school community. And that is not $47, okay? It is more than that because you have to think about what you're getting. We'll talk more about that later. I don't want to get into that, but I just need you to understand the difference because VIP right here gets you access to the replay. So those of you who've been asking for it and you want the replay and you don't have it, Sarah will hit that out to you. She'll make sure you get that link. Now, talking about VIP, which I want to be able to sort of talk with Tanya about and give her the opportunity to be able to come on the stage. So if I can get her pinned, because y'all know I don't know how to do that. So either Tiff
Got
or
it. She pinned.
Thank you, got her pinned. Awesome. So what I would like to do, Tanya, because I'm first of all, let me just say this. Tanya is amazing on every level. She came into our community, I believe, first through our free community, then she came into our operators room and just had a heart for really giving and doing something that was powerful. And I think the thing that resonated the most to me that she said, And you don't even know that this resonated with me, Tanya, when you said that you were doing this because it was time to do something for you, something that you were
Yeah.
willing to make that investment into you and what you wanted to move forward with. And you knew what God put in you. So I want to bring you to the floor so you can, first of all, share with everyone your experience in VIP and whatever your heart desires. The floor is yours.
Oh yeah, that's why I was looking into doing something, and I've always wanted real estate. But I needed to do something for me, and because I needed to not put my light underneath a basket, not bury my talent. So I felt God telling me to get up and move. It's time to move. And so I started off thinking, well, I'll just use my house and maybe house some vets and start the money process of the VASH program. Seemed simple. I had a friend doing it, but that did not fulfill the I'm telling you to go piece. And so the mind with the business aspect, but the heart aspect or the spirit aspect wasn't aligned. And then I saw you and you were talking about not just the fun stuff, and so that was an alignment. It started coming into alignment. So now I don't do vets and I'm not warehousing people or doing the VASH program. I serve a SAM that I was also once was. Similar story. Not exact, but similar story with Tiff, being homeless and getting out, crawling and picking yourself up by your bootstraps. And so, as far as coming to the free community, I, as soon as I could, knew VIP. You get your hand held, serious, accountable. This is, you're going to be, if you want your business to grow, you want the legacy to happen, you're going to have to pour into your cup first so you can pour into the business and into the residents. If you're not willing to take that cover off that cup because it's comfortable, too comfortable. If you're not going to challenge yourself or allow the challenge, and all that means is do it afraid, do it nervous, eventually know you're going to have to do it, you know, then this is not for you. It's not a get rich quick, but it's not rocket science. It's work, but it's not rocket science at all. You are going to be the hardest part in your mind and in your spirit to learn new things. And so just do it and do it afraid. I don't even want to be speaking here to tell you the truth. They know that. So just do it and do it afraid. But as far as the actual program, what the vibes are getting here, that is the program. And that's just that's not even VIP, okay? Because you'll find somebody, groups are going to start forming with homework. I'm chatting with the homework ladies, and JP, he's the only guy in there.
Right.
Shout out to the homework ladies. It's kind of hard for you to fall off because if you're falling off, somebody's going to be doing something and they're going to be encouraging you, inspiring you. And they set me on fire. They really do. They set me on fire. And that's outside of Tony and Tiff. And you see the inspiration here. And so I had zero AI experience, if you want to talk about AI. Zero. Old school. I come from the car catalog time. Yes.
I love it.
Yes. I
I
remember
remember that
that.
too, though. I remember that.
And I'm good with it. I'm still good with the car catalog. So zero experience and didn't really want to, but had to learn some new skills. I'm not a social media person, so I'm going back to that. Um, and so any little thing that you think I don't want to do, it's just negative talk. If you believe it, you're not going to do it. So if you don't believe it, you'll end up doing it and being just fine. Imperfect action. That's Tony's motto. So you don't have to have any experience, which I love. So that's all ages. It's Tiffany and Tony are great teachers and they help you. And every little thing is a win. Your house, your legacy will be built brick by brick. And so that's one win at a time. Baby step. And you'll look back and you're just going to be amazed at how far you come baby stepping to your program, to your legacy. And then on top of that, You're going to build relationships, I'm sure, with the residents because it's coming from the spirit and the heart. And you're going to be building a relationship with the program people, and you're just going to end up loving them. You really are. Yeah. Don't make me cry.
And I love it. And I love you. I feel like what you have contributed to this community, y'all, one of the things we always talk about is iron sharpens iron. And we are here working together to build out what God has called us to do. We can't do it by ourselves, not in silos. We do it together. And Tanya brings it every day on a regular basis. There is nothing that she will not do. That's why y'all heard her say she wasn't gonna come speak like this, but she knows why she has to. And it's not because of me or Tiff, because she is a leader and she's being built up as a leader in the space that she's moving in her community, so that her brand of my auntie's house is going to come forward and do an amazing work in that community and elsewhere. So that's why I'm so excited for you, Tanya. I'm excited for being able to work alongside you. Tiff and I really enjoy how you lead the groups with other people. They appreciate you because I hear them all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna be meeting with Tanya. She's gonna do, and we're like, yep, let's make this thing move. So I love
I
it.
love it. I love it. They
And we
set me
love
on
you.
fire, so I love talking with them.
Well, I love it. And thank you for taking the time to share your journey with everyone here. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. So now, y'all, give her some love. Y'all give her some love as we pin her down. I love what we have here. I love this community. I'll just say this too, if you don't mind.
Right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Tasha.
So I did want to say real quick, and then Tiff, I'll pass it back to you. I'm sorry. I wanted to just say the thing that's so exciting about our community. We have a free community that's pretty large, right? And then we have this operators room. But there's so much activity in this room. Like we talk a lot, we share a lot. That's what you want. You want to be in an environment that's going to help you grow and help you move forward when you're ready. So when you're ready, you know where to find us. So now, Tiff, I'm going to pass it to you, or not. Are we froze? Am I froze?
Ah, okay, so hold on. Let me go ahead and do this really quick. Hold on, it's hilarious.
Y'all just want to look at me. That's okay.
Me?
So while can you hear me? Technical issues. So while we wait, because I think it is frozen. So I'm gonna first look at the time. It's 12:42. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can, because I do know we've got a few more things scheduled for right now. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm gonna keep going till you tell me not to, because I know we had a lunch early, so I want to make sure that we are still staying on track. Because according to my schedule, we still have at
Yeah,
least.
am I okay?
Okay, now I hear you. I hear you, and now I don't. So while we keep trying to work on Tiff, just keep trying to talk to me. Just keep trying to talk because I want to make sure, yep, she's still frozen. So we're going to do this because we did already have lunch. I do know there's another part that we're going to go into
Can
that
you
I
hear me
want.
from the other computer? Can you hear me?
Yes, much better, much better. Can you hear me?
There we go. I had to jump on from something else. Yep.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to jump on really quick. Am I echoing or am I perfectly fine?
It's not bad, but just a
I'm
slight
good.
echo. Yeah, you're good.
All right. Let me make sure y'all can hear me on here.
Mm. And if y'all, while we're
All
waiting on
right.
Tiff to get
There we go.
settled, you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good now. Am I good?
You sound good.
Oh, look at that.
I
All right.
know,
So I'm
right?
gonna Right, I'm gonna move this up on the way because we are pivoting in real time, and I'm gonna move this on up. See how that works in perfect action. All right, so just really quick, I'm gonna keep you on the screen with me for a moment, Tony. So I did go ahead and mention the chat. I redropped all four prompts. Team, if y'all can go ahead and just make sure that they all have that in there. I seen some people saying that they needed the prompts, right? Went ahead and I put
Echo.
Got it. I went ahead and put all four back in the chat for you guys. We have a special surprise for someone who is actually able to get that website up and running before 3 p.m. CST, right? We ain't going to reveal what it is, but we are just going to tell you guys that there is a surprise, right?
Ooh.
Okay. So go ahead and work on that and say, and so what we're about to get into really quick, y'all, is we are going to answer. I did see a little bit more questions when it came to VIP. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then what we're going to do is going to go on a really short break, right? Still want y'all working on that website because we want to see those results when we come back from break. We're going to do yet another giveaway. And then after that, we're going to get into grants, right? So we're actually going to talk through the funding layer strategy, but we're going to go a little in depth where we haven't done that before with y'all. We're going to
Yeah.
go in depth a little bit into what it looks like to get funded in this space. And then guess what? We're actually going to go ahead and we're going to drop our grant in there, y'all. So I actually want to speak on that really quick while I answer the question about accreditation because there were people that asked, is there a certificate at the end of your VIP program? And I want to talk about that. So there are some things that were missing in the transitional housing space. There just were. And if you're not a part of the solution, then you are part of the problem. So some of the things that we realized is one, there was a clear gap where people weren't utilizing AI the way that they could here and ethically, right? Another gap that we saw was there is no accreditation in this space. Isn't that nuts? Why is there no accreditation? Yes, it is in Lovable. And Sarah, if you can go ahead and drop the Lovable link that I went ahead and placed earlier in the chat, please go ahead and do so for me. If you need me to go ahead and pull that back up again, please let me know. Okay, so thank you so much. Sarah's on it. I love Sarah. Okay, so we noticed that there was no accreditation when it came to this space. And that was a big gap. And then we noticed that there's a lot of myths when it came to grants, right? So a lot of the times, right? And me and Tony fell into this myth ourselves as business owners for years. We thought it was only for the nonprofit folk. Not at all. It's actually for for-profits as well. And for the micro grants that are under, like, I think it's about 600, 620, 650, somewhere around there. You're actually able to go ahead and um, take advantage of micro grants without an EIN or a LLC. Now, we don't recommend you guys to get into nothing without an EIN or a LLC because we want you to treat your business like Walmart. We want you to take it seriously. So we do want you guys to go out there and invest in yourself because that's how you let the world and the universe know and the energy out there and you let him know, right? That you're serious about what you got going on. But they do exist. And that is the reason behind two different things that we went ahead and did. So our program is actually certified. We're actually working on accreditation. So for those that are in the cohort and that are working with us, while we're going ahead and we're seeking accreditation, you'll still go ahead and you'll have access to that even after the 12 weeks. You guys are going to come back and we're going to accredit you guys. That's something that we worked on extremely hard behind the scenes in this space. Talking through, sorry, Tony, you want to say something? I've seen you
Yeah, I
say.
just wanted to say it's a two-part process. I need people to understand what we're doing is a two-part process
Yep.
because number one, you want to be able to say, I'm certified to be able to create a program and be able to develop it per the standards of HUD. That is extremely important. To be able to say that and be able to get that accreditation is critical. But what's even more critical is when you can not only have a program that says you can do and you can know how to do this part, but you know how to also execute. You know how to create the program and run a program and get it to where it produces results. Those are two separate certifications, and our goal was through our 12-week with VIP that we would get that part first so you can at least say, yep, you know how this works. You understand how to create a program without a property. You know how to identify specific measurable outcomes. Like that's a part. But then there's the other piece that says, I also know how to have a program that creates results, that has results. And every year you can be recertified in that space. Can you imagine the power that you're going to have to be able to have a certification like that? So y'all gonna learn. I love certifications. I love licenses. I've got life license, real estate license. I've had all the kinds of licenses you can imagine because that gives you power. And when you have power to be able to utilize it to help build and grow, because that's why we do it in the first place, is so we can grow. Now you got someone that's going to say, yeah, I want to go with them. Who do you think they're going to choose? Somebody who's certified with an accredited certification or somebody that just is a landlord with a house and some beds set up to put some people in? Who do you think they want to partner with? I want them partnering with you. And that's why we have a two-part process.
Yes, and another thing that we noticed in this space that was missing is just the ability to go ahead and take advantage of the micro grants, y'all. Some of those grants that are out there, when we started looking at them, they're great and all, but they're a little heavy, right? The state, the federal grants are like 22 pages just to look at the proposal. And there wasn't anything anywhere to kind of meet someone in the middle. Like, what if you're like just operating? What if you are in real estate, but you just, like Tony, you want to go ahead and make that switch, right? You want to be the compassionate investor and you want to make that turnaround and that switch. Or what if you're funding vision? There wasn't anything in the space to speak to that. So something else that we went ahead and did is that we were the solution for that as well. And we wanted to be the change that hopefully a lot of other people do in this space as well. And that's why we created the Impact Grant. Team, can y'all go ahead and put the link for the Impact Grant in the chat? So it's actually our $500 grant that we are actually blessing some lucky operator in the room with tomorrow. You do have to be present in the room in order to go ahead and win. However, you do have the deadline of tonight. You have all the way to 11:59 p.m. CST. I mean, sorry, PST. You hear me?
Yeah.
Get on time, right? PST to go ahead and actually lock that in and put your submissions in. And then tomorrow, promise we're not subjective, y'all. We actually have a panel of judges that are actually going to go ahead and be in the room and are actually going to help judge you guys and kind of pick out the winners for us there. And we actually have something for the second and third place as well, but we don't want to share too much. All right, so y'all heard a lot about the VIP program, right? And you guys did hear a lot about that 12-week process. If you can, team, can you guys go ahead and put the link in the chat to go ahead and sign up to actually be a valued implementation partner, right? And y'all probably thought we kept saying VIP like very important person. Nah, it wasn't like the club. It was
Value.
more right. Valued implementation partner. And the reason why we say that is because we're looking to go ahead and work with you guys outside of this space and really partner with you guys through the purpose that you guys are willing to go ahead and fulfill with your residents in this space. So that's really the vision behind all of that. So team, if y'all can go ahead and put that link in the chat, I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to go ahead and look at that. So y'all, we have a couple different things on the table, right? We're going to about to place the link for VIP down below in the chat, right? Go ahead and take a look at that. See if that's a journey you want to go ahead and embark on. And also, again, don't forget, y'all should be working on that is the link. You got it, Sarah. That's the link for VIP for bonus and replays. The one to sign up for the VIP program is the one we're talking about.
That's Tony'sElite.com.
There you go. There you go. So y'all, don't forget, we do have something for a winner. Whoever is the first person to finish their website, Success Loves Speed, right before we close out today at 3 p.m. CST. So here's what we're gonna go ahead and do, y'all. There we go. How would you like for us? Share it right in here. Akira, just put it right in here. Just share it. I want to pick it up on the screen. I want to talk about it. Yep. All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna do a real short break this time because we already had that super long. Wait a minute, did Sharon go ahead and do it already?
Yes, wait, I think, well,
Did she?
she
Did
did.
she beat you to it? Wait a minute.
That temptation. Let me look.
I'm pulling it up right now. She might have just beat me to what I was gonna say. Listen, y'all, success loves speed. I just hit accept invitation. I requested access, Sharon. I went ahead and requested access.
I
Um,
did too.
so you should be able to allow me to go ahead and take a look at it on your end. I requested access. I requested access,
Y'all
right?
have,
It is
y'all.
okay. I want to go ahead and take a look at it. The homework assignments, I'll go through it, right? So we want to make sure you guys go through all four of those prompts. Make sure you guys have your headshots, your logo, your brand kit, and your website. We want you guys to have all four. We made it easy for you. You just got to copy and paste. You just got to copy and paste. Success, love, speed, y'all. Don't nitpick at it, right? You don't
Yeah,
even know what it is until you keep going through it. Trust me, we know that. We
we
know
know
that for real.
that.
We know
For
that
real.
for real, right? Oh, I now have my permanent website.
Oh,
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
aw, I do not see access. It should be something on your side, Cheryl. We'll help you out during break, if anything else, to see if you can go ahead and just allow us to have access. So stay with us during the break. That made me very happy, Carla. I absolutely love that. And please, y'all, please feel free to share your websites in here because what we'll go ahead and do, Tony, actually, I just got inspired to do this, actually. I want to go ahead and actually put a page together where we can actually showcase the different websites that were built so
Love
that
that.
we can actually go ahead and big up our operators and our aspiring operators to be. I think that's a wonderful way for everybody to connect, right? Well, y'all agree? We'll go ahead and definitely make sure that we do that for you guys. And then by tomorrow, we'll have that put together. That's absolutely beautiful. Sharon, stay with us during the break, right? So again, still go ahead and work on your website because you're gonna go ahead and be on that page. We want to make sure that we honor that. Sharon, when during the break, stay with us really quick so I can go ahead and make sure that you can go ahead and give us access. Okay, are you able to see her site? Are you able
I
to?
I saw the one. I didn't see the other one yet.
So I'm trying to look at it because I see people typing like Sharon's site look beautiful, but wait a minute, why I can't
I
see it?
didn't see it right.
Right, what's going on here?
Karen, make sure you gave me a tip access.
Word. Oh, wait. I think it might.
Is
Sharon,
that
share the
right?
link one time you get a chance. You know what? I'll get with you during break. So we're gonna go ahead and go on a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna do another giveaway, right? It's
We'll
not gonna be
be
too
here.
long this time.
Oh,
It's
it
gonna
is pretty. It is pretty.
you want to share your screen real quick? Share your screen, share
Oh,
your screen
girl, now you
before we
messing
do.
around. You
I
make me
know I'm
do
asking the wrong person, but it ain't pulling up on my
right.
side.
Speed here. Right here. Did I do it? Do you see it? You don't see
Nope,
it?
not
Do you
at
see it?
all. Not at all.
I don't see it now. I don't know where it went. There it is. Do you see it? Is that it, Sharon?
Yeah, go ahead and pick it up. Okay, perfect. You see
I think
right here to the left of preview, there is that little tiny square to the left right there. Click that so that it can be bigger on the screen for me. All right.
thank you.
Perfect. So, wow, this is beautiful. Okay, so get in touch. Our story, a different way to live. Oh,
Oh,
I love it. Scroll on down, y'all. Give it up for Sharon. Success, love, speed, y'all. She's in our community. I absolutely adore it. Oh, look at the steps. Look
oh
at the
my
steps through
God.
her program. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we're talking
Sharon,
about. Sharon, this is good.
I love it.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Be
I love
sure to
that we have a
share.
nice quote. On an aesthetic side, let's talk about it, right? I love how we have everything. It's branded. I love how it's coming all together. Sharon is actually a part of the community, so we do know a little bit about her mission. I love that you're able to go ahead and get on her email list so that you can go ahead and she can garner you and grab you off of the website and grab you as a lead and bring you into her funnel. Sharon, you can stop sharing your screen, Tony.
I
I'm gonna
love
go
it.
ahead and reveal what it is that you just went ahead and won because of that. So, Sharon, for that alone, and because success loves speed, right? We absolutely know, and we try to stay away from the monetary value of things sometimes because we understand like there's a lot more things that have value. That's why we try to do the tool stack. So that's why we try to do, we're giving away a lot of different things like grants or whatnot. But we did want to honor that success does love speed, and sometimes the monetary value does work. So, Sharon, just for that alone, go ahead and get with our team. Sarah, if you can go ahead and get with Sharon, you just went ahead and won $100.
Yay!
Amazing job, honestly, right? Right? Something that you
Yay!
can go ahead and put towards it, right? Some of those tools, because you're in our community, so I know I got you tooled up. So, Charlie,
Hold up.
all right, right. When we get back from break, y'all, Sharon, very proud of you, y'all. Continue to drop y'all websites in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and look through those. I want to add those to a page over on the back end for tomorrow when we share. We're gonna take just a quick 5 minute break in just a moment, and then when we come back, we're gonna go ahead and do another giveaway here, and then we're gonna talk about funding and we're gonna talk about grants before we close it out into our next hour session for VIP and our platinum people, the Q&A that is going to be brought into the room. And then before we talk about what you guys can come to expect tomorrow. So we'll see you guys in 5. So it's 1:57. We'll
Here
see
we
you
have it.
guys in 5 minutes. So if you're Eastern Standard Time, that's 2:02, maybe 2:03. As we go because
203.
2:03
Yep,
because I've been
203.
talking.
Yep,
2:03 or 1:03 if
203.
you're Central. So see you
Right.
guys in the room in just 5 minutes.
See you guys in 5. Just go on pause. Okay, you guys, we are on break. Just want to say we still have people who are coming on. So we're letting you still in, but we have 3 more minutes remaining before we come back on. Thank you for your patience, you guys. We are ready.
Y'all muted.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Nope, you're still muted.
Y'all, we got 1 more minute, 1 more minute, 1 more minute.
1 more minute.
And
We
we
were,
Oh,
obviously didn't
okay.
take a break. It was a sitting break for
it
us.
was a sitting break. And did I go to the bathroom yet? Yes,
All
okay.
right. Gotcha.
Drink the water. All right, so we're going to get started in less than 60 seconds. Hopefully, you got something to drink. You use the bathroom. You grab you something to snack on because we still have two solid hours for here, and then we go into Q&A.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I'm excited. I see you, Tom. Good to see you. So, yeah. So, what we'll do, I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute if that's okay. I'm going to do that first. And then, if there's any questions you guys have, put it in the chat. This is what I want to do. I want to just assess to see who's in the room because we've had a few people, and I'm just so excited that we had over 175 people register. So, if you didn't get a chance to come back,
It was actually over, it was over 300, but
yeah, it was over 300, but I saw 176. I was trying to get into the room and we couldn't make it happen. But we are here. So Tiff and I was just talking just to see how we were going to make sure that you guys get that information. So we will do our best to just make sure that those of you who might have missed that first part, you get that. It's nine right now, 103. Our break is over. So let me know you're back. Tell me in the chat that you're back so I know you're back, or show me on your screen because I don't see people with their cameras on. Oh, there you are, Miss Beverly. Hey, I like that. Okay. I like seeing people. I got two Beverlys on. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I like seeing faces because this is how I connect with y'all and move us forward. So as we do this space, you guys are letting me know. Oh, do you hear that?
happened.
It's my
No.
timer. Let me go get the timer. Hold on.
I got you. I'll go ahead and take it over real quick. So, y'all, let's go ahead and we're about to get into the giveaway. So, just really quick, a lot happened in the room. And so, I just want to make sure that everybody is caught up to speed. Of course, we went into the mindset shit, making sure that we understood program before property. That alone isn't heard about enough in this space. We did talk about the different components and how to actually work into that system. For those that are in VIP or platinum, you guys are able to get the replays as well as some of the slides that we shared today and all of the prompts that were there as well, so that you guys can go ahead and take it with you. Then we went into branding, right? We went into just making sure you guys understood everything in regards to how to brand you guys online, and then success love speed. We wanted to go ahead and make sure you guys got to that ASAP. Tonight we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that we work on that website for you guys because it's really all about partnership. That's huge for me and Tony. As you can see, we're on the screen together. So we want to make sure that we have a page for everybody to connect with, right? The work compounds tomorrow. Like we said, we are gonna use everything that we talked about today to talk about building apps and then talk about how do we exist on LinkedIn and what that looks like. So what we're about to get into, y'all, we're about to do a little bit of a giveaway. So before we do that, I actually want to talk about the product first, really quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and give it away to someone that is in the room with us today. And then we're going to talk about funding and we're going to talk about applying for the grant, y'all, right? It's a lot of things, right? So it's a packed 2 days. So right here on my hand, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and stand it up real quick. Hopefully the blur don't go away. Ooh, there we go. So I'm always wearing this thing, y'all. And if anybody knows me in person, they're always wondering or asking me, how is it that I don't have to take notes? I got Tony on with it too. So this is an AI wearable. Some of y'all may have heard of Plaid. This is not Plaid. This is actually B-E-E. This is a little bit different. The difference between this and other AI wearables, and this is what it does. When you click it on, it has a green button. It listens to absolutely everything. One charge lasts you 7 days. I don't even know nothing that lasts that long for that many like amount of days off of one charge. It's absolutely amazing. What it does is it listens to the conversation and it provides you with a transcription through an app. That transcription you can take with you as a PDF, a text. It'll go ahead and listen to the conversation to suggest things for you to do, to go ahead and add it onto your email. And one of the ways that I honestly use it is I utilize it to double check my bottlenecks in my business. So I will upload the transcriptions that it actually provides and ask it to analyze what it is that I have to do. If I'm working with someone, could you imagine if you are outside, right? And you are working on, let's say anything, right? Let's say related to this space. Maybe they're just talking through a process and you want to create a SOP. You can actually go ahead and just talk out loud, right? Or if you're talking to someone, maybe you're training up someone, you're talking about your process to someone, you can have it just listen to you. Go ahead and upload that transcript into Claude. Sorry, ChatGPT, I would have went with Claude for this one, but ChatGPT or Claude, whichever one you make feel more comfortable. Recommendation will be Claude. And you can actually go ahead and ask it to go ahead and give you a SOP based off of what it is that you're already doing. Doesn't have to do double the work. You just got to upload the transcription on there. I absolutely wear this thing every single day. I literally, it's the last thing I take off before I'm done for the day. And it's the first thing I put on after I'm getting ready. I'm gonna want to let Tony kind of talk about her experience with it because we are giving it away for someone in the room, right?
Yay.
Oh, I forgot this portion real quick before I forgot here. Plaid, if you guys ever heard of it, it's like $200+ and in this space, a lot of the times it actually comes with like a subscription. No subscription. Once you buy it one time, it's only $50, y'all.
Yeah.
Only $50, no subscription, and you have it, and it works for the duration of the product. Every other AI wearable in this space that I've had is cost like too much money, like 200 plus, and it has like a subscription service that you have to keep up. And in this day and age, I have enough subscriptions, right? So,
Uh,
Tony, do you want to talk about your experience with it before we
I
go ahead and give it
do.
away?
I do. So before Tiff and I got together, I struggled a lot. And I actually have my plaid right here on my desk. It's been sitting here since I've had this. I don't even use my plaid anymore. But it has truly changed the way I even think about everything that I need to get done. It's always on, like that little green light stays on. And when I'm done and doing whatever I need to do, I just hit that little button. It does its little thing and it gives everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Sometimes it'll catch some stuff you might not want it catching, but it is an amazing tool. And I will say you will have to have an iPhone to use it. You will not be able to use
Oh,
it.
they actually upgraded. You can have an Android now.
Do
Somebody
I
put
do I
me
have to
on
get
it.
a new one? Do I have to get a new one or can this one still
No, it works on the Android now. They upgraded it. I know, right? Isn't that
You need
crazy?
to help me get this one fixed then, because if I can say anything, that's been one of my challenges because I don't carry this phone. I carry my Android. And so it's always blue when I'm not there. But now that they've got both, yeah, it's hands down one of the best things since sliced bread, literally, for being able to transcribe everything. If you're in a meeting, you don't want to sit and take notes, you could sit there, be listening to me right here on a
And you can
meeting.
cancel one of your subscriptions for note taking. Your
Exactly.
otter.
exactly replaces otter completely and it's way better. So I will just say this is one of the biggest moves I've made in my business toward helping us establish some of our SOPs and making sure things lined up beautifully. And remember, I was already pretty good before this. So imagine where I'm at now. That's the part I'm excited about. So we are going to be gifting this. So let me go ahead and why am I can't I
And
gotta
I see I wanting the link. We're gonna drop the link after we give it away because what if someone's gonna go buy it and they were the person that were gonna get it for
yeah.
free? Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do what I did the last time just to make sure it works, okay? So hopefully I'm gonna say this too. I would love to see a camera on. I'm gonna see if my finger lands on a camera because I like seeing faces, y'all. I want to see when you hear your name, I want to see your face. So all right, so here we go. I'm gonna run it through, run it through, run it through, run it through. Run it through. Oh, your camera not on. Okay, let me try. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna call you out for not having your camera on, but here I go again. Run it through. Run it through. Run it through. Miss Beverly Johnson, Miss Ma'am, you just wanna be. I saw your face. That's what I'm
Oh,
talking about. Beverly Johnson, just wanna be. So Beverly, I need you to reach out to Sarah, find her in the chat, or Sarah,
Sarah, make sure you can
reach
reach
out to
out to
her.
her.
Sarah, reach out to her just to make sure we get her information so we can get this sent to her tonight. So you ain't gonna get it by tomorrow, I'm sorry, but we'll make sure you get it as soon as possible. But this is from us to you so that you could take your business to the next level. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So congratulations, Beverly. We got you covered. All right, all right. So we've done two drawings so far. Ooh, Tiff.
Yes. I'll go ahead
So
and see what's about to happen next. I'll go ahead and let you take a second here, and I'm going to go ahead and just talk about what Tony is about to go ahead and bless us in the room with just a moment. So we are going to go over funding in this space. So y'all, we're about to go over grants. But we need you guys to change your thinking when it comes to grants first, right? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna lightly dabble into that world. Let you guys know that the funding is out there. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and allow everybody here to take a chance and get an, I'm sorry, take a chance and be able to go ahead and apply for our grant. Again, the deadline for that 11:59 PST, right? Don't overthink it. We made it super easy for you guys. When Tony is done, I'll come back on, I'll share my screen and show you guys just how easy the application process is. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what we're looking at tomorrow. So, Tony, I'm going to go ahead and let you take over and grace the stage. Mhm.
thank you so much. So, a couple things I want to share, just because y'all know I love this space. Like I said, my husband say I be talking in my sleep, having meetings and stuff like that. And so, as I think about the model, right? I've been doing it for so long that initially when we did this, it wasn't even with any funding. When I say funding, to the extent of grants and things like that. So once this sort of opened the door, I was like, what? I can do what? Like I got real excited about what possibilities it opened up. And I'll just say this before I get into the details. Tiff and I, to the point where we now are certified grant writers to be able to assist our inner circle and VIP in getting some things lined up because our goal, and I'll just say this out loud because this is my ultimate dream. Now that they open this door up, yes, we are going to create funding. I see grants that we're going to be able to apply for our operators. Because when we talk about partnering, right? I'm talking about partnership. If I'm wanting to partner with you, why would I not share in that with you? Because we're building what we say we're building across this country. And I see that. I see that vision for what is possible. I see where we'll be able to get grant funds and be able to help our operators as you are in different locations and we will be starting to change because you're going to have the evidence. Can you imagine? Let me just say, Angelique. Angelique, let's just say that you decided on a program that you were excited about and you actually participated in our program and we helped you get to the point where you piloted it. And not only did you pilot it, but you actually were able to meet those measurable outcomes. And so now you've got success. And then you say, you know what, Tony and Tiff, I want to work with y'all. I got this amazing project. I ran into this thing here. I think y'all would be amazing. Let's go into partnership. Why would I not consider that? Why would I not work with you? Why would I not write a grant that incorporates what you're building? Because not only am I helping build out what we said we wanted to do across this country, but we have the seasoning, the longevity of doing this stuff a lot longer than you. And that's what we've been talking about doing is partnering, right? So if I can create something in partnership with you where you live with agencies that work with you and we get grant funds to help you move forward in that, why would you not do that? That's what we're talking about, right? I exactly. So I want you guys understanding what it is that we're building. We're not here small-minded thinking about just a little house or a little two properties and you trying to chase down. We don't chase anything. We honor what God says do. And as we honor what God says do, those things come forward and we reap the benefits of that. Okay. So I wanted to make sure you guys fully understand where we're going and what we're building across this country because it's going to require people who have purpose and have that in their gut and they want to birth it. And we're here to help you birth it and grow it. So it can not only sustain you, but help you change the generations of what you're building. So as we look at this leveling that we talk about, they hear me talk all the time about our funding structure and how we build it out. Because before there were grants, I did everything with this many grants. Y'all see that? Zero. Zero. I built this. My husband and I both built this together, and we did not rely on any grant funds to do anything that we needed to do. We built what God said to build. And in that model, through that, we focused predominantly on that main level. That was how we were able to do things. We did some things also in the second layer, because I'm going to talk about a three-layer cake. Those in our community know what I'm getting ready to say because I do love talking about our three-layer cake and how we help you build that. But the big thing that we like to do as we look at this cake, our goal is to make sure that your base is solid. Because when your base is solid, then anything that comes on top of that is gravy. Okay. Anything on top of that is what? Gravy. So if I can show you how to build something from a very basic base that brings in enough that needs to be brought into where you are meeting expectations. Now, let me just stress here for a moment, because those of y'all who are on YouTube University, y'all hear the stories, people talking about how you can be like, go after this, you get millions. Like they can get you chasing after that $1 million house you're getting ready to buy and just have you chasing after money. We don't chase. We don't chase after money. What we do is build. So once your base is solid, I want you to make sure that you can sustain. If when you get your program up and running, you're at a place where you know what your break even points are, you know exactly everything you need, and it can be covered in that base. That's what you should care about most, first and foremost. Because at the end of the day, I do not want your home, your livelihood being threatened. That's why I tell y'all program before property. I want you learning how to make revenue in a space before you even get in a property. Because the moment you get in the property, now you got expenses. Now you got overhead. And heaven forbid you ain't full. Heaven forbid you got a vacancy. Heaven forbid two people leave. Who do you think gonna carry that cost? You are? So that's why I make sure you're solid with your base first. Once your base is solid, we know how to build that out. Then we're going to talk about gravy. What gravy looks like is when you can get a contract because you done built something. Or let's say that you end up finding a skill set that you can actually be able to do some things that's actually going to bring some revenue in. We talk about all that stuff later. I don't want to give you too much because it's the good stuff, right? Because the good is the stuff that we do on top of that base. But you need to understand there's three levels, and I want to make sure you're solid on the first one, right? So then when you get into that second base, we now are talking about some little extras. Okay. So now you can work and create some partnerships with people. You're a for-profit, and you've got an agency that's got opportunity where you can partner. We teach you how to create those partnerships. So now that's the excess. So you're not going to get rich off the base. So don't be sold by the people telling you that because you're not. but we're making sure you have a solid program. Then on top of that base, and you know how much money is required for that program. And hopefully, Tiff, you're going to let me cover some of those points too. I don't know if you wanted me to or not, but you know,
Absolutely. Cover them.
okay,
I was
good, good, good,
hoping.
good, 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 good. You know I'm going to. So as you get into the base, understanding that you have to create a program that will then require a fee of individuals who are participating in your program. That's your base. So once you understand what you've created, but you got to know what you created first. So you can then know what your base is going to be and what your fees will be that will then be given to that person who's going to participate in your program. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this before I get to some other levels. I get a little excited, but I want to make sure we understand some of the terminology that I don't use in this space. All right. Because we run a program. Y'all hear me? I am not a landlord. I do not have tenants. I do not collect rent. I do not have a lease. I do not collect late fees. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because those are terms that are associated with who? Tell me who that's associated with in the chat. If you know who, what type of terms I just shared with you, who that's associated to, because that's not what y'all are going to become. At least not when I'm done with you. If you want to work with us, you will not be that. Exactly. You will not be a landlord because what you're going to be is an operator because you operate a program. You have residents. And I'm going to use that term loosely because I say participants because they're participating in a program. That resident is sort of borderline. I'm just saying, but I say participants. I have people who participate in our program. I do not, and people are not evicted. They are discharged from the program. They had to be ejected from the program. You see the difference in the wording? And the reason why I'm going over this here, because when we talk about your base, you need to be solid in how you establish that base. Because I don't want to see you guys get in a position where you're having to deal with the legal ramifications of the verbiage that you use. So once you sort of understand how we navigate, because our space, we have programs. Now, I'm going to say this too. Many people say they have programs, but guess what they have? Or guess who? They ain't got programs. And I can say that. I can speak from experience because when I was transitioning, we still had people who were technically still operating in the old way. We had to change a lot of them into the new way. So if anybody here is on this call listening to me, you might find yourself as a landlord right now, but you really want to move into something that's a program. We can assist you in that because I've done it. We've done it. Having to transition into that space, that's the goal, right? But you do not want to confuse the conversation with your language that says you're a landlord. You have to use language that says you're an operator. So as you think about that and you're building that base and you're establishing what those program fees are, because your program will dictate what it is. We walk through all of those good things, right? Then we start looking at the gravy. The gravy is the stuff that'll give you extra, the things that will help you build. You could potentially even build some skills with the people who you're working with. Because remember, what we create is not something just so we benefit. Really, it's not. And you're building so that you can pay it forward to somebody else and help them get to a state of permanent housing and thriving and being able to sustain themselves. So those are the type of things we talk about. And at that second level, that's where you can create those partnerships. But guess what? There's one other part. And then I think I'll be giving it back to Tiff. Just want to make sure I covered it all. So when you get the base, then the second level, you have now contracts you can get. That's when you can work with the various agencies. There's workforce development. There's so many different opportunities that you can create those partnerships and get that to sort of offset what you have going on. Perfect example is if you, let's say, and I do know there's a lot of contracts in the state for particular populations, right? So being able to identify those and utilize those, that's what you want to do. But we don't want to create it to where you're creating competition if you're working with an agency and only nonprofits are doing it, or even if it's for profits. But we want to figure out how you can create partnership. Those are the things that we're going to be relating to. And then the next step of that third level, that's what I call the cherry. That is your cherry on top of the gravy. So when you've got cherry on top of your gravy, you really are doing well. That's the stuff you ain't count on. Did you count on getting that cherry? Nope. But will you take it? Absolutely will. You will take that cherry, you'll take the whipped cream they give you, even if it is on gravy. My group be like, Tony, that is just so nasty. That just sound nasty. But guess what? I will eat it every day gladly because that's my job is to show y'all how to get that. All right. And that's what we talk about when we talk about what we're creating. So as Tiff prepares to come back, unless there was something else you want me to cover, she'll come in and say it if there is. I want you thinking about that cherry and that whipped cream because you have an opportunity right now with us to be able to get a cherry. Even and now I'm gonna just say it's a seed. So I'm gonna just share this part. This is a seed that we are planting in your garden because we believe in what
Hmm.
you're about to create. Okay, I heard you. You agreed with me on that one, didn't you, Miss Alafunka? I got you. So as we look at what you're about to plant here, because we're planting this seed in your soil of what you're building. Now, if you know anything about what the word says about when you plant a seed, we ain't talking about. He said all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. There's nothing he could not do. And so, those of you who believe in what we're talking about right now, and you truly have that faith, you believe that he's ready to take you there, then we're ready to take that seed that you have with our seed in you, if you're selected, to be able to grow it. Because God believes in multiplication. He does not do anything in addition or subtraction. Everything I know He does is multiplying. And when you plant this seed, when we plant this seed with you and the faith that you come forward and believing that you are about to create, we know that He is going to bring forth a harvest. So that's what we're talking about doing. Tiff is about to share with you how you can participate in our impact grant. Our impact grant, I am so excited, first of all, because we're going to do this every time y'all see me. You're going to be seeing this, okay? You're going to see us talking about this because that's why we're here is to plant seeds in the lives of the operators that we currently work with and those who desire to be a part of our ecosystem. I will say, in order to be part of it, because everything is on the impact grant. Somebody go ahead and drop it in the chat. Sarah, drop in the chat the impact grant. That's with an E. I'll share tomorrow why it's that. Why we spell it like that. Because I don't know who was who checked me, said, Tony, it ain't spelled like that. I know. We're going to tell you why tomorrow. But as you think about the impact grant and participating in the impact grant, you need to know what is required. The one thing I will say, because of course you're going to complete everything, but you have to be in our ecosystem at some level. We have a free community. In the free community, you're now in our ecosystem. So I want you to drop that, Sarah, in the chat so that people can come to our free community because you will have to be in there. It doesn't make no sense to apply. And I look, and you're not in our free community. That is tonyschool.com. Tonyschool.com. That's TONISKOOL.com. So when you join, because we do have to accept you, but those are the things we're looking for. When you submit that, we have a process we're going to follow. I'm going to let Tiff take over from here, but I wanted to make sure you all fully understand what you're getting ready to apply for. We're excited to start looking at these by 11:59 Pacific Standard Time tonight. Now, I ain't going to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to let you know. I'll wait till tomorrow. But I'm going to start going through some of these tomorrow so that we can then share it with our panel of judges. We have a panel of judges who are going to take a look at everything that is being submitted, and they are going to select who the winner is. So Tiff and I could be like this, and we gonna be like, I'm not saying nothing.
Quiet. We not. And
We're
y'all, I
not.
do want to put a little sauce on that. Thank you, Tony. You always do so well. Thank you so much for that. Y'all, we actually came to a decision. So we want everybody to apply because it ain't just gonna be one winner. We got some other stuff on the table too, but we ain't gonna tell y'all what that is, right? Well, we do want you guys to go ahead and apply. So really quick, I want to talk through the community aspect that she talked about. On the grant, when you guys get to the next page, it is going to go ahead and it is going to show you guys that you have to be a part of our community. We do have two different communities, so I did just want to talk to you guys about the difference for each one. A lot of you guys came in and funneled into our free one. That just kind of came from the website, right? Just signing up from the summit. And that is the Transitional Housing Hub, right? We actually have two memberships here right now we have to go ahead and approve. So This community here is where we go ahead and we do like a free webinar every week. We go ahead and we post, our challenges or our summits are free for the community to join, as well as our paid community. Of course, there are, options to upgrade for replays and whatnot. And those that are actually in our 12-week program, team, can you guys go ahead and one more time put in the 12-week VIP program where they're able to go ahead and take their vision, right, and actually turn it into a program even before the property. If you are in VIP, you don't pay for none of the replays, you don't pay for none of the summits, you don't pay for it. You come in at the highest ticket all the time, and that is all blessed for you. So if you're in here, you're gonna either be in this community or you are going to be in, hold on, the stuff is on my screen, in the operator's room. Yo, so I want to talk a little bit more about what is inside of the operator's room. So we heard Tony talk a lot about what not to say and what to say as it relates to your paperwork. We have a resource kit, y'all, that takes you through all of that. Let me go ahead and drop myself on down on here. So inside of the resource kit is some of that do and don't language and forms that you can go ahead and operate with. We do tell you guys the disclaimer and go into detail a little bit more as to what language you don't and do want to use and the reason behind it. And then, of course, that we do have it downloadable for you here. Right? Because if you're utilizing that verbiage in that space, then you're not operating in transitional housing. You're more like in the co-living and independent living space. And the only difference between those models and this is the program. And because of that, the verbiage has to be different. Inside of this community as well, you guys heard us talk a lot about SAM. Who you do it for, right? Your specific addressable market, what you're going to bring to the table, and your measurable outcomes. We do walk through our modules, being able to provide that clarity for you guys. And we even go ahead and utilize AI to bring that SAM to life. Honestly, regardless of how we work with you guys, we know that's the backbone of any program. Right? You can't do anything without knowing who it is that you serve and what it is exactly that you do. And then, of course, in this community as well, you guys will see that we meet a couple different times, y'all, if we're being honest, right? We meet on Sundays for our Kingdompreneurs, right? We also meet on Monday for Q&A so that we can have, some touch points with you guys. We also meet on Tuesday to talk more about these frameworks here, and then we cement it with AI. AI is always coming through and piggyback offing the framework that we talked about. Give you guys an example of it, right? So we have the resource kit, and we have AI that helped us just kind of clean up those files that Tony has been utilizing for years, right? But let's say you're inside of VIP and you walk through that 12-week journey with us. This is where we use AI ethically. So we can go ahead and determine what your intake process is during one of the phases. And then we actually go ahead and we generate it with AI for you guys, because that's not something that you need to be in the process of doing over and over and over. So now without further ado, y'all, let me go ahead and actually pull up our grant here so that everybody is actually able to get a chance and apply for the grant. So team, if y'all can go ahead and drop this link in the chats down below. So y'all, when y'all look here, right, again, we really wanted to make sure that everybody was able to kind of take advantage of this. So we took off the qualification for an EIN, we took off the qualification for an LLC, and we kept it open for everybody. There is a quick video in here just to go ahead and talk through why is it that you should be taking advantage of the grants. Should I play it, Tony? Should I?
Yes.
Let me
Did you get the
Let me
sound on
stop
there?
sharing and make sure it's on
The
audio.
sound.
Let me make sure, let me make sure.
Call to build something, but the lack of money keeps
Can
stopping.
y'all hear or is it not coming through?
You have the vision, you feel the
Can y'all
pull.
hear?
When it comes time to move, the question shows up. How am I going to fund this without putting myself in a worse position? You are not created to stay stuck because of limited resources. There is a different way. Grant funding creates access to capital without debt. It allows you to move forward without draining your savings or relying on credit just to get started. I created the $500 Impact Grant as a seed for someone who is ready to step into what they have been called to do and begin operating with purpose. No LLC or EIN required. What matters is your faith in the vision and your willingness to act. If you know you are ready, apply below and take your next step. Called to build something, but the lack of money keeps stopping you. You have the vision. Love it. I love it, y'all. I love it.
Perfect. On up on them.
So we're gonna go over some details, or we just showing? I just want to see them because I'm ready to see these grants come forward.
Yeah, so we'll go over the details really quick so everybody is able to go ahead and apply. Again, team, drop the link in the chat. So, y'all, when you guys actually get to the application program, you guys are going to see a couple of different things that you guys are going to be able to open up just by taking advantage of the opportunity that is here. So when we are looking here, of course, the number one place winner is going to come through with the $500 in cash, right? Again, we had to keep it at that price. So we will give you guys a little hint. In the future, there will be some options for a bigger amount on the table. However, because we didn't want to limit anybody and because it is a micro grant, we had to make it a certain amount. If not, it would require EIN or LLC and tax write-off purposes, right? So we wanted to make sure we didn't have that blockage for anybody. So it also allows the winner to come on and actually live pitch what they do to the audience. We're talking about branding, marketing, and partnership, y'all. And the best thing that you can do when it comes to partnership or when it comes to branding is leverage OPM, right? And leverage other people's money and other people's audience, OPA. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you're able to do both. And we want to go ahead and be an example of that for you guys. Next, we're going to actually showcase the video because y'all, there is a video that is required after the application, and that might have spooked somebody, but don't be scared, y'all, right? It's only like 2 minutes or less, and we just want to hear what it is that you do. I will say though, we saw our operators in our community and we seen their videos, and y'all, they got like some commercials going on. Right. So they're doing really, really good. Right. So we encourage you guys to kind of get into that uncomfortable space. We know it's a little uncomfortable to talk to the camera. Right. Y'all see us talking to you guys right here, right now, but we are human. We absolutely get it. We talk to our phones for a living. So we know it's awkward, but we want you guys to pull out of that uncomfortable zone that you guys are in. And then because of the fact that we are, certified grant writers, and because we have had, let me just make sure my camera's off because I see my internet set unstable. Okay. So because we understand and we know some of the feedback that you're garnered in this space, we've also have applied for a couple different grants in this space and have received feedback from a rubric score as well. You will not only get a chance to receive feedback on your grant, but you'll also hear from the panel of judges and hear what they have to say as well, because we wanted to make sure that we were not biased and we had a couple of different ears in the room. All right, so now let's get into the fun part. How do you apply? So we made the application process super duper simple, y'all. Let me go ahead and see if I can actually go ahead and even minimize this a little bit more so y'all can see the full breadth of the form here. All right, so y'all, we made it so simple. You got your full name there. You got your email. It doesn't even have to be a domain email. We recommend it, but it doesn't have to be, right? We go over just put your phone number, right? If you don't have a business number, that's fine. We are going to touch a little bit on business setup lightly tomorrow before we get into talking about the apps with AI and talking about LinkedIn. But regardless of whether or not you have a setup or not, you just want to put the phone number that you have there, your city and state, your business name. What part of the journey are you currently on, right? And then we want to go ahead and we want to hear what would you do with the $500, right? We're going to give you guys a little hint. When it comes to applying for grants, It kind of says it in the name what we're looking for. You want to go ahead and you want to tailor the application for what the grantor is looking for. Obviously, the name of our grant is the impact grant. So what do you think we're looking for, y'all? The impact. That's what we want to hear. Who are you going to impact with it? Y'all hear Tony how she talks? If y'all watched her on YouTube, y'all know her keywords. If y'all any type of smart, y'all mirror her language. I would be in there like legacy all day. I'll just be mimicking her words if I was y'all, right? Especially if you are someone from YouTube University, she gonna be like, I love this girl, because it's you, girl. You, you love yourself, right? So if y'all watched her on YouTube, just a little bit of a hint, y'all. Because I do want to drop a little bit of a quick tip there. So when it comes to grant tours, right? Whenever you guys see grant applications online, typically, even though it comes from a big company or corporation, at the bottom, there is still somebody that had to post the grant, y'all. And guess what you can do? You can find them on LinkedIn. You can connect with them and say, can you reveal anything? I would use AI to reveal the past winners, but I would still ask if there's anything that you can go ahead and tell me about the rubric or score, anything you would advise me on, right? You know, the only difference, y'all, between a grant writer's success and our success, right, when it comes to the regular, degular person, right? On average, and I'm a statistics girly, on average, people only win about 10% of the grants that they apply for, which is why you'll hear a lot of tips in regards to how often you should be applying. But we just heard Tony talking about grants being, I really hate the cherry on the gravy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get through with that analogy, right? I love you. I'm trying to get through with it. But we don't want to chase the grant, right? We want to go ahead and find grants that align and not deter from actually building out our program, but still dabbling, our toe in the water with the grants and still making sure that we're able to do that, but really having a program that sustains itself through the model that it actually has so that you can go ahead and build that revenue. So that in the case that a grant is pulled from you, you're not completely collapsed, right? But we do want you guys as a nice, intricate balance, right? So, little tip for you guys there. You guys have been watching Tony for a while, so that should be a little bit easy for y'all there. So, why should you be selected, right? When you're applying for grants, there's a pool of different people that are going after the same application that you are. What makes you different? And then our question here is, how did you hear about us? We have YouTube on here because honestly, that is probably like 90%, 99, I think, almost where everybody is coming from is from YouTube, 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 right? Tony has a rich YouTube library, right, that does not fall short. And so we always love to hear about that. That's why we're also always pushing out content there. We appreciate the support when it comes to that. Next, it is a video pitch, but I'm actually going to collapse my screen here because I want to give a chance for Tanya actually made a prompt that she wanted to share with everybody that helped her when it came to writing the grant. And y'all heard my girl Tanya say that she was brand new to AI when she's stepping into the space. Now my girl writing prompts. She got her Zoom background with her look on it. She looks so good, y'all. So I am gonna, we do want her to go ahead and share the prompt with everybody. And we are gonna also put it inside the VIP and the platinum folders as well after we leave out of here to make sure everybody gets a chance. And then after she shares how that prompt helped her, now I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, Tanya. Just a little bit. I want her to share a little bit of how that prompt helped her. And then I'm going to go through the video submission as well. So, Tanya, where you at, my girl? Can you come on real quick? Can you
Oh
come on?
yeah.
Can you come on?
Let me turn my phone down too.
Can we?
So I just was just shooting from the hip for my first video. And again, I don't do social media, so my first video. And that also means my first edit in CapCut. And it was Chop City. Okay, so now some of the other people's, they already had their stuff written out and whatnot, and went way smoother. So definitely use the prompt. It's edit, edit it, add to it, whatever. But it brings it into a nice little paragraph, and just have that by your phone, like it behind your phone, so you can, get a nice video of you while you're reading. Also, check out the CapCut eye filter so it doesn't really look like you're reading, and click that too when you edit. And you should be good to go. Take you minutes. I only had to cut two things in mine.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Y'all, she's a gem. She's always sharing in our community. You guys also heard her drop a couple of more gems. And if you're trying to like understand and be like, what she talk about CapCut Eye Corrector? If you guys are in, because we don't have enough time to cover that here, I would have loved to cover that. So every Thursday, we have something called AI Experts Lab, which really piggybacks off of the work and the frameworks that we do on Tuesday's session that Tony covers. And so yesterday, we wanted to go over some tips and tricks. So if you are inside of the operator's room, inside of the replay vault, that video is already available. We actually went through some editing tools in order to help you guys actually be able to like trim your video, fix your eyes if you're super obviously reading. And you want to make sure it doesn't look that obvious. Talked about some tips for how to go ahead and edit, how to go ahead and make you like float around. If you guys look at some of the videos that Tony has been posting, she's been a little floating head all around the screen. How to go ahead and fix the audio if you do not have a mic, which is why it's one of our giveaways. And you can kind of hear the background going on. So if you are in the operator's room or if you just joined, you can catch that on the replay for AI Experts Lab yesterday. Sarah, if you don't mind really quick, or team, can you go ahead and just drop the link for the operator's room in the chat? So just in case if anybody wants to go ahead and take a look at what we have in the community, the option is there. All right, y'all. So after you fill it out, right? And thank you again, Tanya, for sharing that prompt and being so gracious. You guys will go ahead and be met with this screen here. And on the screen, you'll be able to do one of a couple different things. You can actually go ahead and take your video and you can paste the YouTube link for it. If you're going to paste the Google Drive link, please make sure that it is public, y'all. And if not, you can just go ahead and upload the video. From there, you just want to confirm that it's under 2 minutes and it answers all three of these questions here. And then you want to submit. So it's going to ask you for your name, who do you serve, and then what you would do with the $500. I'm going to go ahead and just upload this video here just to push you guys to the next screen so you guys can see what you'll be met with. But Tony, do you have anything that you want to add in regards to how you would want any of them to answer these questions or anything you want them to kind of walk away with that?
So I think you covered a lot very well. And my goal is to make sure that people are prepared. I definitely want to say, don't be scared. For real. Do not, okay, I sound like I'm from truly St. Louis, but I'm not. I'm not from here, but I talk like I'm from here. But don't be scared, okay? This here stepping out of your comfort zone, if you're not used to doing filming yourself and doing that, let what you're building be greater than the fear that you will be feeling trying to do this. I always have this saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel it. Look, there's so many times I could tell you where I just had to feel the fear and keep pushing through. So I want to encourage you to take that chance and just do it. Believe in yourself and what you're building and go ahead and send it forward because this will be the one thing I'll be doing literally all morning right before we come back again tomorrow morning, just so we can have it prepared for our panel. So don't be scared and just jump out there and do it. She gave you a lot of guidance so that we can evaluate them. Tiff?
Okay, perfect. All right, y'all. So once you go ahead and you actually are done with that video submission, it's going to tell you a couple things. You know what? We did this on purpose because let me tell you guys something. When it comes to grants, there are a specific set of instructions, y'all. And we want to see and prepare you guys for what you have to go ahead and do when you apply for other grants. There are certain character limits sometimes that they have certain video limits, and they'll let you upload exceeding those limitations, but they'll disqualify you. So the attention to detail matters. So we did have a couple of different things that are on the screen in order to make sure that you qualify. Once the deadline is reached, there will be a pop-up that will no longer allow you to go ahead and do that. So there is no way to go ahead and do it past 11:59 PST. But you do have to be in the room and in the summit for day 2 in order to go ahead and win. And then you have to at least be in one of our 2 communities, whether it's the free one or the pay one, like Tony talked about, in order to be able to take advantage of the offer. And y'all, we do want to go ahead and mention, y'all, that let me go ahead. I can't be on the camera. Let me see if he'll let me talk at the same time as being on the camera and it won't give me issues. All right, y'all, excuse the technical difficulties. And y'all, we just want to go ahead and say one more time, we are exceptionally grateful to be able to bring this opportunity for you all. We went through and we took our mentorship seriously in order to be able to mentor you guys in this space. So we did a lot of different work in order to work on us to become literally me and Tony to work on our AI consultant, to be able to work on being certified grant writers. All of that was done just to be able to pour back into you guys. So it is a blessing and a full circle moment to see it coming into this space. Just the other day on Instagram, I went ahead and I just kind of seen like how long Tony has been really doing the work. And we came across the fact that although she's been in the space 15 plus years, one of her businesses, the Home Quest Group, was literally on its 14-year anniversary. So it's really a full circle moment that the same week that that is happening is the same week that we kind of able to cement the work, right? With the grant, with the summit, and kind of do it all for you guys. So y'all go ahead and make sure you apply. Team, can you guys go ahead and drop the link in the chat for us, please? Please make sure you get your applications in. Don't be scared, right? All right, and there's still some time. Go ahead and get the websites done as well. So we have a little bit, let me go ahead. We have a little bit left of time. We just have like a little bit over an hour. So Tony, do you want to go ahead and take over really quick to kind of talk about that first layer a little bit more on funding so that we can get into legacy and kind of thinking about where they can go with their program?
So, helping you guys understand where this is going to grow is going to be pivotal because many of you getting into this space for the first time, you have a vision that you want to build on, right? And many of you know, first of all, many of you coming here just wanted to get a property or find a way to do something else and help other people, right? Many of you come in here in that space doing just that. And we support that. I'll support you wherever you want to grow. I have to be very careful because any of you guys have ever talked to me, or if we've had a conversation, and as you're talking to me, things are being revealed to me, right, about you. So I have to be very careful that when I'm in that space and when I'm connected to what you're saying, that I don't push you too hard. Because if y'all let me, I'm going to push you to your highest potential. And if you don't say stop, we ain't stopping until you get there. So sometimes I have to learn to like slow down and allow it to be what you want, not what I see. Because you have to understand, we were all created with a purpose. Every last one of us, there are things and experiences that we have gone through. Some of them, just happen to us because of our choices, right? Okay. But then also the things that we do experience, all those things make up who you are. And through those experiences, that's where you truly can start seeing your work like come forward. So I have to be very careful as I speak to people about what I see in their lives and what God is showing me about you. So as you look at the possibility, I want you just to be open, especially as we get to the place where and I actually talk with you and we have a clarity call and we just have a conversation. I see so much for you, but you have to want it and you have to put forth the time and energy to get it. It's an investment, yes. But if you see it, we are 100% here to help you realize that. Because I do truly, between Tiff and I, God has blessed us with some gifts that is just amazing in what we're able to then pour into you. So I would just tell you to be open as you come into this space and you want to build something amazing. And as we look at that, we then work together to help you grow that. Now I don't care where y'all are in my ecosystem. Like if you run into me, I'm very transparent. I'm going to share with you as much as I can share within that space that we're in. So if you're in our free community and you say something positive, I'm going to respond back. But you have to also understand the work that my hands have been called to do. These hands, Tiffany's hands, been called to do a great work. All right. 1,000 operators is just the beginning. So if I have to work that hard to fulfill what these hands have been called to do, I have to be diligent about my time, diligent about how much time we put into this. So we're building hard. So as you think about that, I just want to say that because you guys are going to touch us on every part of our ecosystem, and I love all of it. But Tiffany and I are diligently, intentionally in a space where we work as much as we can with those who are moving forward, ready to move forward and reach their highest potential. Is that you? Are you that person? Is that something that you're thinking about you want to be? Because if that's what you want to be, we are right there with you, meeting you where you are at to help you fulfill that. So that is my desire for all of you listening to me right now. I feel so amazing for having the opportunity to share our knowledge with you. Like, and there's more, there's so much more that we're going to share over the rest of today, tomorrow. Like, we are not stopping. So I want to just encourage you as you think about where you can grow, as you start tackling things specifically as it relates to the grants. Don't limit yourself. Keep yourself open. And then as you look at this seed that we're about to plant in one of you, because we are planting it, I want you to put forth your best foot as if you are realizing who God has called you to be. You put that out there so we can see it, and then we're going to let that person know tomorrow who's been selected. Tiff or
Perfect. I
not?
have to switch our computers on you.
You
Okay.
switched
All
out on?
right, perfect. Yeah, I keep having to switch. I see that, but it's okay. There's a backup for the backup for the backup. There's like three computers in here. We fine. All right. So, all right, y'all. So we're about to get into a little bit of Q&A because I see a couple questions in the chat. So before we do that, I do just want to line up the room really quick so you guys can understand what's happening tomorrow for the rest of the session and what we have in store for you guys, right? Um, I do see a couple of questions about how you can work with Tony. That is through our VIP program. We'll get into more of that in just a moment. There are a couple different ways to go ahead and touch our ecosystem, but if we're looking for that more intimate model, that will absolutely be VIP. So let's talk about what we're going to get into tomorrow, line it up, and then we're going to open the floor to Q&A. So start thinking about those questions up there, right? Still make sure if you're getting that website in, you place that in the chat because we're going to go ahead and keep the room open for a little bit, make sure we get everything captured that was placed in the chat for you guys to go ahead and bring that website for you guys tomorrow so everybody can connect. So I know a lot of the questions that we have in this space also relates to how can you go ahead and get started, right? So a lot of the times people, let me go ahead and add Tony to this. All right, a lot of times people go ahead and overthink it or they assume that you have to be a nonprofit in this space. We're actually going to go a little bit deeper into business setup just as a light topic tomorrow when we open up the session, right? And kind of talk you guys through what's the best way to go ahead and get started for you. After that, we're going to go into actually building apps with AI. And then we're going to talk about LinkedIn. We're going to go ahead and compound off of the website that you guys have, a little bit of a hint when we talk about building apps with AI and when we talk about the LinkedIn portion, right? So please go ahead and make sure you get that logo done if you don't already have one, your headshots done, your brand kit, and your website. That's a heavy piece of homework, right? If you are in VIP or Platinum, we're going to work overtime. The team is getting your VIP portal loaded. Right, so inside of your VIP portal, down below, and Sarah, can you go ahead and place the links in the chat so they can go ahead and take a look at the VIP portal, please? And if you haven't already, I'm sorry, not the VIP portal, you hear me? If they want to go ahead and have a chance to go ahead and sign up for the replays and the prompts. If not, you can go ahead and dig them out from what we went ahead and placed in the chat earlier. For those that are in there, we have a couple of additional prompts that we will be talking you guys through when it comes to making sure that your website kind of hits all that criteria. And for those in the 297 group, right, the platinum group, we are going to go ahead and meet with you guys in a breakout room just to make sure that we're able to elevate your website. Tanya, you as well, you count for that as well as VIP. So all of our VIP members that are in our 12-week cohort, you guys automatically unlocked all of those benefits. You guys don't have to go ahead and do anything whenever we host our summits or our challenges at all. So tomorrow's lineup, so you guys understand who is speaking in the room tomorrow. So we actually are being graced by a couple of awesome people. I'm actually super excited about the lineup. So we are actually going to be talking about compliance in this space. Compliance. That's super important, right? We're also going to be talking about not only AI, but we're going to be talking about AI as it relates to the security of it. We have someone coming on who goes by the ethical hacker. He's actually contracted with the government in order to go ahead and kind of reverse hack systems. And because we're dealing in the space of AI, and we built the app with AI, right? We do, but we know that there's HIPAA in there. If you're going to have like your resident case files in there, we want to make sure it's safe. So yes, you can build it with AI, but there's something, a couple more pieces you want to consider when you're dealing with confidential information that isn't talked about enough. And that would be something that we actually cover. That is why we're going over apps first, followed by someone going right into that work tomorrow because it complements. After that, we're actually going to have Cecilia, the digital marketing maverick herself, come and grace the stage and talk to you guys about how she was able to use AI and actually brand herself on LinkedIn, not only to find speaking events, but also to find podcasting events and potential clients as well. So, how to show up professionally in your brand. And the last speaker, right? I'm gonna tee it up and I'm gonna let Tony talk about it really quick before I talk a little bit more about VIP and Q&A. So the last speaker here is Dr. Tilda, and that's gonna be gracing the stage tomorrow. Dr. Tilda, I want to say, is a full circle moment for even me and Tony. And I just want to speak on that really quick. So when you see me, I feel like I represent the resident and the start, right? When you see Tony, you're looking at the operator. But then when you see Dr. Tilda, that's all of us like 10 years from now because she started in transitional housing. But when you hear her story as the Kingdompreneurs coach, it really allows you to see that full circle moment. It's literally like seeing all three stages of evolution in front of you. And it's crazy to see how everything comes together. No mistakes are ever made, y'all. And it's just a really awesome full circle moment. Before I get into VIP and questions, Tony, do you want to say anything in regards to that?
So you're gonna get me over here just so I'm gonna just say this without saying too much because when you feel like you meet a person that you're supposed to meet, just like how I told you how I met Tiff, found her metaphorically in a garage in the back on the 13th layer of boxes inside underneath a whole bunch of stuff. There was Tiffany. It's one of those moments. And that's why I said I feel so blessed and so honored to be able to have experiences like that where I truly am guided to people that he's intending for me to be guided to. And so you'll get an opportunity to meet Dr. Tilda tomorrow. She reminds me so when I see her, I see me. Just like when y'all see me, y'all should see you, right? That's what we're creating here. And when you see that and you're able to experience that, it takes you to a whole nother level of what you're here for. So I pray that you guys will be able to hear her tomorrow. I don't know. I want you all to be here again tomorrow, but she'll be speaking tomorrow, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when you hear from her. So that's all I'll say there.
Yes, y'all. And so then after Dr. Tilda graces the stage, we are actually going to go ahead and do the grant giveaway. But the grant giveaway is going to come with a couple different things. We are going to go ahead and showcase some of the best videos that came through, right? Then we're going to go ahead and showcase the winner and have the panel of judges kind of talk through that, kind of have them be able to showcase themselves. But we told you guys to still apply because we do have something for the second and third place winner as well. And Dr. Tilder is actually graciously offering something that I think is going to be super exciting for you guys. Tony, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I want to talk about that. So sh you'll find out tomorrow. She has Vision Christian University, and God has allowed her to create that as well as an amazing Kingdompreneur program of which she, after hearing everything that we're doing, she's like, I want to give. I want to give to your community. I want to plant a seed. So she's going to plant a seed for someone in our group who would want to get some type of certification. It's a business certification from her university. And to be and y'all know that's worth hundreds, like thousands even. And to be able to get the opportunity to get that type of training and to have it endorsed like that. So she will be doing that
Got
for
chat right now. Look at the
yeah,
screen, y'all. This is so she is offering a full scholarship to get certified as a life and business coach. I think that's awesome, y'all, right? Let's clap it up for that real quick because that to me was fire. We got a grant to
certified.
we got a life and business coach certification happening. We ain't gonna tell y'all what second place get, but we need y'all to put yourselves out there and get uncomfortable and talk to that screen, right? We need y'all to get your websites done. Come on, y'all. Success, love, speed. We want to see it, right? We need y'all to go ahead and go it, not only do the website, but do the grant, y'all, right? We're trying to give you
Yeah.
guys a platform that honestly we would have wanted to see for ourselves when we first started in business. Let me go ahead and actually see if I can drop this in the chat for you
Yeah.
guys as well. Here we go. I'm gonna drop that in there for you guys real quick, real quick. All right, and so we're about to open it up for Q&A, but really quick, y'all. I've seen a couple of questions come across here, and if you guys can't tell, we're all about imperfect action, success, love, speed. We say that all the time. We are going to push you guys, and let me go ahead and say, get the website done.
Here we go.
Apply for the grant. That is the homework. Get the website done, apply for the grant. Team, if y'all can just go ahead and reinforce that. And if they go ahead and they need the links, and if you guys want to go ahead and watch the replay, for those inside of VIP and Platinum, you guys have a specific portal that allows you guys to go ahead and actually look at your items in there. They'll be loaded following today's session because we have a bonus Q&A session for you guys as well, which is actually going to be graced by some people in the space, like we mentioned earlier, some housing coordinators, and people that are actually in the work, because I know you guys want to hear from more than just us. And then some of our speakers will actually allow us to go ahead and stay on for tomorrow at the end for you guys to go ahead and speak to them as well. Let me go ahead and actually showcase to you guys what your VIP portal will look like really quick. So you guys, I see some questions in the chat about that. So give me a second to go ahead and pull that up. And while I'm doing that, I did want to talk a little bit more about the opportunity to embark on this journey with us. So if you guys can't tell, we're gonna go ahead and push you guys. But we're gonna also go ahead and over deliver, right? If y'all don't know anything, if y'all know me and Tony separately or together, we absolutely don't stop until the work is done, right? If only y'all knew how serious that was. But we're serious about it, right? Because it is a privilege to have pressure because it means something is expected of you. So when it comes to this, the replay of the summit, or the replays for this, that's going to be a part of VIP or platinum. So, team, let's go ahead and place in the chat the option to upgrade so that you have the optional prompts, replays, tools, and the option to unlock the additional Q&A at the top of the hour after this. So once you're inside of VIP or Platinum, you get this cool link and you're able to go ahead and you're able to not only download your Zoom background, if you're VIP or VIP or Platinum, but this is where you will go ahead and see your day one and day two recap and replays that will be posted right on there. So you guys will see that shortly, leaving, give us a little bit right after the session. The team is working diligently. We have to go ahead and make sure that the Zoom actually uploads and get it in there after we have the additional hour. So now let's go ahead and talk about VIP a little bit more. So again, we talked a lot about that. We've seen a lot of questions in the chat about what it is that we do, how we can help you guys, how to go ahead and work with us more. So we did go ahead and reveal that we do have a 12-week program that actually starts in May. We actually have an intake process that starts with that, y'all. So what that intake looks like is we need to know who y'all work with. We need to know who drives you. We need to know your experience, your SAM, your population. What is it that you want to bring to that person that you wish was there for you, or the person that you wish witnessed deeply? We call that your gap. So we start off with a clarity call. We have to make sure that you're able to go ahead and get into the only app that exists for transitional housing. It's a gamified 13 level app that not only has, I like to call it like the Duolingo of transitional housing. It is in beta, but you are able to go ahead and go through that. It has Tony AI in there, which is like the AI version of Tony that you have access to her 24/7, not to replace her, but to extend her human capabilities. Um, and then from there, we also make sure that you have access to the replay folders for VIP. You have access to the VIP website. That is a new addition coming on to make it easy for you guys to get onboarded. And then we go ahead and start. Because of that process, y'all, although it starts on May 1st, we have to actually get everybody in and onboard them. So we actually close that opportunity out tomorrow, 11:59 CST, not PST, because we could not stay up late. We ain't gonna, because just in case you guys have any questions, y'all, that's why we want to go ahead and do it for CST for tomorrow, right? Not to be confused with the grant. And so we want to go ahead and make sure that we extend that opportunity. It is a closed opportunity past a certain amount. We are not allowing more than 20 in the first cohort. And the reason for that being is because we want to make sure that you guys are ready to actually pilot your program. What do I mean when I say that? So, what you'll be doing in that 12 weeks is we'll be actually learning how to create the program that you can actually pilot and partner with and actually obtain two MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding, so that you can actually start living and piloting in your purpose and start creating you and metrics as well. Why that's better than just going out there and doing it the other way, which is to obtain the property first, is if you think about it, we're all superhuman, guys. So if you obtain a property, even if your heart's in it, you have to know who you're serving to obtain the property. How do you know what type of space you should have, what amenities it should be near, the location, or the size, unless you really know the population? Right? Because it's going to be different for veterans than it would be for another population. You might need to be near a certain bus route. You might need to think about zoning, different things like that. But on the other side of that, that you guys also want to go ahead and consider is we're human. So what if you get a property and it doesn't go the way you planned and it's vacant? You're human, whether your heart is in it or not. And sometimes because of that, people end up just trying to fill the beds up. And now you become the very thing that you like were totally hell-bent against doing. And it's by mistake, right? It happens a lot by mistake. It actually allows us to give people a lot more grace than we think, because there's a lot of people that just enter into the work and they think they're doing it the right way. But when you do it this way and you actually unlock the program first before the property model, what it allows you to do is it allows you to actually pilot your impact. It allows you to actually go ahead and work with people. See with the agencies that have the tools and have the resources, they are the ones getting the grants. You want to reverse engineer it to partner with those people that are getting those grants. They have the team available that they'll extend to you, and you can pilot with the agency in order to get the real numbers. And here is the plus, another plus on top of it, because we mentioned a lot of pluses. But the plus on top of that is in business, not just in transitional housing, because transitional housing is a business at the end of the day. In business, when you're able to have something that has metrics tied to it, people that believe in you, and proof of concept, you are infinitely more times fundable, right? We call that an MVP in business. And all my people in tech, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's one thing to say, I have an idea. It's another thing to say, this many people got these results from it, and or I made this much money from it already, right? Everybody's watched Shark Tank, right? They always ask, well, how many sales you got? It's not really how good of an idea you have, is right? What does the impact actually look like, right? And so this model allows you to actually go ahead and place revenue and impact at the forefront without by mistake ever having to sacrifice one another. And it allows you to take away some of those barriers to get into the entry point where you can go ahead and serve those without having to go ahead and wait for the property. Oh, my credit is this. Oh, my credit is that. And it's absolutely possible in just 12 weeks. So imagine, right? Imagine if you, and that's why we keep saying, y'all, if y'all see us, see yourself, right? Because I literally used to be homeless, right? I'm in a snatched ponytail right now, and I don't look like what I've been through, y'all, but I literally came from that space, right? Y'all heard Tanya's story earlier. She's literally an operator right now, but she came from that same spot. She was her Sam, I'm my Sam, which is why I'm so passionate about making sure that if we're going to use AI, we're going to use it to go ahead and power the businesses that deserve to be heard and need to amplify that impact, right? And then Tony comes from the side of the operator that everybody here wants to be, or even Dr. Tilda coming in on the other side of who you want to be when you're thinking about that legacy. Because like Rev opened us up earlier talking about it, all of us get into this space thinking about legacy. We want to help people. You want to bring your family along. You want to bring maybe some friends along. But in the beginning, sometimes people don't see the vision. So you got to bring yourself along with it first, right? But it is a privilege to have that pressure because it means you were called to do more. The generational curse ends with you, right? There were plenty of times I had to invest and bet on myself when my own family couldn't see it for me, right? And now guess what? They called me a couple times. I said, I'm on my summit. They said, I'm not going to go and disturb you. Do your thing, right? Now they get it. Now they're like, yeah, go girl, right? But I had to believe in myself first, right? Because the vision that was given to me, it was given to me, not them. God bless my family. But they only took me as far as they could, right? Right? I'm a first generation immigrant. They did exactly what they had to get us to this point. But for us to get to that next level, that vision was given to me for a reason. And it was given to every single one of you guys that are here as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and open it for some Q&A. So we do have some requests. Can y'all turn your camera on? Can y'all turn your cameras on so we can
Please, cameras
up
on.
stage? Right.
Stop.
I'm gonna go ahead and unpin myself real quick so that y'all can do that. So here's how Q&A is gonna work, right? Got my girl Tony up here. So we want you to go ahead, raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. There's two ways you can go ahead and raise your hand, right? You can go ahead and hold your hand up like this to the camera. It will go ahead and know, recognize you're trying to raise your hand and pop up the emoji. Or if you look at the bottom and you click on the react button, it looks like a heart, right? You just want to click that and hit raise your hand, and we're going to go ahead and bring you up to the stage. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and, all right, Asia, go ahead and bring us up.
Asia. Hey, Asia.
Woo woo.
Woo,
Hi.
woo. You have a question for me, ma'am?
I do. So my question is, you were teaching us how to build the websites. Are you going to be able to show us how we can implement like drives that we can put on our website where we can set like a menu, a contact us button, just simple things like that, so that they don't have to look all around the page?
Yeah, so the variety of different tools that Tiff has, because you know you can make an app. That sounds like an app that we would like walk you down the path to do. That definitely you'll be able to get that done. So that's not an issue at all. But you will get all that. There's almost like nothing you cannot do utilizing AI. It's sort of crazy, but just making sure, we give you everything you need to be successful with that.
Thank you, Asia. I'll add to that really quick as well. Thank you, Asia. Let me go ahead and so I'll add to that as well for you guys. So we know that 12 weeks is not a super long amount of time. So we can't have you guys learning how to run your program and everything at the same time. That's where I come in the back, like just in the back like this. If y'all can picture it, that's all I'm doing. It's actually a lot of done with you service, so we can get you out and crank it up fast, right? Because what I don't want you guys doing is how are you supposed to operate in your work? Go out there because a lot of the things that we do during the 12 weeks, we have you guys, and some of our operators will tell you, we make y'all go to your COC, we make y'all go volunteer, we make y'all go show face. So there's a lot of real world implementation that is a part of the program, right? And so we can't have y'all do that and try. And we did a whole mindset shift. We know we're different in this space. A lot of people don't talk about it like this. We talk
Right.
about scaling the like houses and how many beds you can fit here and whatnot. We don't talk about that at all because we know that no matter what, the revenue is going to follow the impact. And this model actually allows you to maximize and not in a volatile way because it's not dependent on grants or anything like that. So we know we're different in this space. So not only are we asking you guys to participate in a mindset shift with y'all, but then we have to not burn y'all out because y'all are human. And that's why I'm here. That is all I do in the background, right? Tony takes lead when it comes to a lot of the frameworks, that experience, that 18 years of combined experience coming into the field. I'm in the background going and working on everything and then bringing it to you guys and going, okay, so let's sweep through and make sure everything is copacetic so that when we make you guys go ahead and go out there to talk to your partners, you're branded, you have something to show, you have a place for it to live, and you can go ahead and operate without the burnout. So hopefully that went ahead and answered that. Let me go. Let's see who else we're going to bring up to the stage. Let me see here. Troy, we are adding
Right.
you.
All
Hey,
right.
Troy.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you taking some time with me. So, Tony, I just have a couple of questions, and it's primarily I'd like for you to kind of recap the three-layer cake. I've got base, gravy, and cherry. But what I'd really like is just kind of a succinct statement of the 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 what is the base. I understand that that's the process. Um, maybe, but and then I guess kind of after you've recounted that, if you can refer me to a book or something that kind of further cements that.
Perfect. And I love your question, Troy. So, first of all, as we look at this three-layer cake, that first layer is the most important layer. So, if you can imagine the program fees, like once you actually get into the nitty-gritty of building out your budget, building out all of those things and determining who you want to serve, how many you could potentially serve and feel comfortable in doing, then that's where you will, once you understand your budget and what things look like, you then started establishing your program fees. So it's really the bulk of your program fees that are coming in. So it could be 1,500, it could be 1,200 per person, but that's what you would have to determine based on your that first layer. Now that first layer is your foundation. Once you get that foundation solid, that's when you can start building on the other things. Now you talked about a book because I'm gonna
Yeah.
be. I don't know anybody who teaches this like this but me. But
Well, you need to write a book then.
That's what we're doing.
All
Actually,
right.
I want to do, and so it won't. So we have a book coming out June 1st. We're
Okay.
actually in working, but this is a little different. We're going to be working with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Alicia Little, talking about AI, and she's known as the queen of AI. Tiffany is our AI princess. So we're actually going to be in one of her chapters talking specifically about purpose-driven real estate and AI. So we'll get the opportunity to share there, but literally right behind it, I want to put the book out there that'll sort of help teach this framework because I'm recognizing there's a lot of people that don't understand how I've been doing this for years and how we've built it, and it's going to support what we're doing as it relates to the certification that you will be getting. Because my goal is to get everyone who gets qualified to get the certification that's accredited so that they can do this work, and that book is going to complement that work.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Troy. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys so much for that. Oh, AI consultant here. Look at you, Edith. Okay,
Um,
let's see who else has a question. Let me bring it up. I actually seen the question a lot about home ownership, low key. Let me add the pin here. But Andrew, you are up.
Andrew. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, ladies, can you hear me okay?
Hear you perfectly. How can we help you today?
My God, how can you help me? How can you stop helping me? That's the better question. Okay, would y'all cut it out? I can't take no. I'm full.
I love
I'm right
it.
here. I mean,
I
I'm
love
dog
it.
paddling right now, trying to get some breath. So
Ah,
listen, you guys. I just want to say this. I've been I had a mortgage company here in Chicago, 5 locations for about 11 years, and we had about 200 employees at one point in time. We did a lot of business. We're doing a lot of business developer now. Did about 80 units here in the Bronzeville area. Anybody know about Bronzeville in Chicago?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
legendary spot. This is not about me. I'm full, and I am so impressed with you ladies. I mean, my God, what
Yeah.
have you done here? What are you up to? I'm in. I'm all the way in. What you got for me? Give me the VIP, the platinum, palladium, the super gold, diamond encrusted. Give me all those layers. Give me everything I want. Everything you got. I'm in. I'm in. That's
I
it.
love
So
it. I
thank you
love
so
it.
much. This is phenomenal. Now I was just about to. I got my calendar mixed up because I had another gentleman doing the co-living space kind of thing. But
Hmm.
you are the missing ingredient. I'm going all in. Y'all know the podcast, Going All In, the song, Going
Yeah.
All In. I'm going all in. All right.
I
No,
love
I can't
it.
sing. I can't
I,
sing, but you get the point. All right.
I love
So listen, that is phenomenal. And I had my question. I had a good question for you. So the operators room is free. You got the
it.
VIP classes
Well,
inside.
the transitional housing hub is free. The operator's room, I believe it's 67. The
67. I'm sorry. I got it reversed. Right.
yeah,
So it's the hub is free. You got the free version, and you have the operators room, which is the $67 a month. Is the VIP, when I go to the VIP, what everything's included?
yeah. Let's talk about the VIP so you fully understand what you get.
Yes, please, please.
And I'm just going to say this to everyone who's hearing me right now. This is the only time the VIP is going to be like this. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been in this space for a minute, even before Tiff came along. And when she came along, she's like, Tony, this is like crazy. Like it's so like massive. Because everything we got in there is like literally amazing. So and she's like, Tony, like we can't stay here because of what we like the team we're building and putting together. So long story short, our VIP is $5,997. With that, you get, first of all, 12 weeks of creating your program pillar, of which you'll be in partnership. Our goal is to get you in partnership with the agency. At least two you're going to pitch to, but we're going to train you in all of that. so that you can be prepared as it's time to like start building you up. You're going to have agencies that you're going to be working with because our goal is to get you to be competent in that space really well so that you have that done. So clearly you understand those first 7 levels within the app are critical to you building out that program. But we don't stop there. After those 12 weeks, you now have the app. We beta tested the app in January, and we just put it out there on beta just so we could start testing it first. We've recognized quickly, and I don't know if you're familiar with how software works or what we're talking about, this platform that we're building. It's unheard of what it does. But
GHL,
imagine, say that again.
GHL.
Actually, no, we're talking about the
Mm.
platform for your app. All I'm going to say is this. If you think, first of all, imagine having access to me 24/7. We have built my brain inside of this app so that as you're going through your 13 levels, you are literally at, like, if you got a question, go ask Tony AI. I recognize, it's hard for me to get to everything and everybody, but we built the app with the intention of providing 24/7 access to information related to how you can execute. This is about executing. It's not about getting information and doing a course. No, we're about you executing on what it is that you're going to do. So after you've gotten through your 7 levels through VIP, the next remaining ones that are left, I think there's like 6 left, actually walk you through getting the property. So you will then get the app for free. It's already built in. We actually was doing, I don't know how much we did it for at the beginning of the year, but we knew then it was big. But as we've been beta testing it, we recognize we need that in VIP. VIP needs that. So we just built it into VIP so that you can also have the app and the program to help you get the agencies that you want to work with. But we didn't stop there either. We actually are giving you the opportunity to get into our community for a lifetime. You'll never have to pay $67 a month. You are a part of our ecosystem. Being a part of our ecosystem allows you to be able to stay connected as we build and grow. And not only do you get that, and because we've locked this in, like I told Tiff, we'll do this because our goal was just to make sure that this one was set for the 12 weeks. But then after this, we will probably go up $2,000. So this is the only time we'll offer it for this because you get everything. Like I can't promise the app is going to be in there next time. I can't promise that. Can't promise you're going to get lifetime. I can't promise that even with an app where you have to like the maintenance of that. Because imagine a tool that holds all of your data. I wish Tiff could showcase that maybe tomorrow, Tiff. Maybe we could just let them get a sneak peek. I don't want to put too many out there, but we might do it. Or we do a sneak peek in VIP. Maybe we do that. Because that way I really want people to see the app.
We
But
can showcase the app for you guys tomorrow since we're going through how to build with all of that. We'll show them it. I ain't gonna get the full breath, but y'all can
yeah,
get like y'all can get a snippet of all of it that's on there, right?
it's
Because it
so
is included
beautiful.
with VIP. And it's the
I
only way
love
you can
it.
get the app is with VIP.
Yeah, that's the only way now you can get it. You like can't say I just want the app and Tony AI. You have to be a part of VIP, but it
Don't
doesn't stop there.
don't we have a
It doesn't
VIP
stop there.
session
So the
after this?
VIP session after this is for those people who actually purchased time to ask me other questions. Like you literally will be able to speak with us and our team. We are going to probably do it, if not tonight and tomorrow, for sure tomorrow. But the goal is to ask more questions, in-depth questions you get to ask me that I won't always just necessarily answer in this general session, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And so we'll have that option for that for the hour after this. Is kind of wrapping up shortly, right? So we have what, 33 minutes left. We'll go into that room for an hour. That would be in the space where me and Tony are at. Tomorrow, our speakers, some of them are actually able to go ahead and pop on in for that session as well. So you guys can ask them questions as well. And then we do have a housing coordinator in the space and our team on there as well that's helped Tony with all the years of success in the background. And they come from a totally different perspective, obviously, because they're coming from the trenches and what they deal with. So y'all be able to look at like our human employees. And then tomorrow we're gonna go a little bit deeper into because we gave y'all a lot. But we still kind of actually drowned it like down for y'all, believe it or not. That was like, because tomorrow when we look at the apps and we talk about business structure, we are going to talk about what AI looks like nowadays in an org, right? Because nowadays, what it's looking like, it's human employees that are actually in charge of the robot employees. Crazy mix of world, right? Which is where we're headed. And so diving into that as well. So
We
that's what
already
we
here,
have. Oh, I'm saying again, Andrew?
and we already here.
Ah,
We're
yeah,
here.
It's
So you
there.
can either put your
We're in
head
it.
in the ground like an ostrich or deal with it,
like
right?
an ostrich.
That's it.
That's
We're
what the
in it.
ostriches do.
Right. We can't do that.
Can't do that. And I
That's
do
it.
want to drop this last seed because I don't know if it's in here or not. But Tiff and I just recently made the decision because our goal is to help our operators get to a point where they move quickly through the process, but understanding you don't want to move too fast, but in things that are like the human touch is what we care about, but the things that don't require human touch per se, how can we build that out to save you time? So Tiff and I actually just start laying out in specific detail the automation that'll be built in not only the app, but also in VIP. So that when you get started in VIP, you're going to have the automation too. Nowhere else are they doing that. And that's why we love VIP. And that's why once this one launches, we probably will never see it at this price point again.
Yeah, this is the one time. And in the future, there'll probably be a rolling, but for right now, it is absolutely a closed cohort. We're really serious about making sure that you guys can launch and actually get your program with an agency signing off with the MOU so that you can start operating in this space. We're so serious about that. That is a closed cohort. Once we reach that 20, if you don't make it in that 20, we love y'all, right? Y'all be on the wait list, right? Where it's really more impactful to us to make sure that this cohort is as impactful and as successful as possible, much more than it is about scaling. The scaling will get there when it's time.
Yeah.
It's much more important that everything is done methodically for you guys, especially for us. We put a lot of thought and care into you guys. And so our team is dropping that in the chat, right? That is the page that y'all just seen me showcase so you guys can see what that looks like. So if that is you and you are wanting to go ahead and embark on that journey with us, please make sure you go ahead and click on that link. It's in the chat, tonys.elite.com, and then I'll bring somebody else up here for a question here.
Andrew, thank you so much. I'm going to enjoy
So
working
welcome.
with you.
So sweet.
I'm gonna love it. So come on,
I'm
ladies.
looking
I'm ready.
forward
I'm
to it.
ready. Let's
We're
go.
coming. All
All
right.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Lakira. Hi, Lakira.
Hi, I have headphones on. Can everyone hear me clearly?
I hear you
Wonderful.
perfectly. How can I answer your question?
I am very excited and grateful for this experience, the testimonies that you all shared. I'm just very grateful. I submitted my entry to the grant yesterday, and it was only my third submission of a grant, so a little roughy, but it is submitted, so I'm grateful. My question is pertaining to the program. So I'm currently creating a storehouse for a transitional housing program that already exists. I understand that the 12-week program cohort is about to begin, but I want to know pertaining to having something that helps a program, if that would be something that I should go forward with at this time, or is it for something when I'm ready to build my own program?
Let me make sure I understand the question.
Yes.
You are working on a storehouse right now that's transitional housing. It's operating transitional housing right now.
No, it's operating to help those in a transitional housing program already existing.
Gotcha. Okay. And this is not yours, it's somebody else's?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Correct.
And your goal is to create something that could lend itself either to support this one or do your own thing.
At this time to support this one, but in some, what in the near future, perhaps, if the Lord leads that way, then yes. But I didn't know if this program would help me in what I'm doing now, or would it be for something I just need to come back to and circle back to?
So this is what I'll say. First of all, I want to say
Yes.
congratulations for making some decisions because that right there is the step that God loves is when you take that imperfect action. So as you are moving into that space and
Uh-huh.
you say that you don't know if it's the right time, what are you looking for to determine if it's the right time?
Oh, you asked me a question I wasn't ready for. Okay. One, funding and being positioned in the correct season, because I know that that's important.
Mhm,
I just literally just got stable my own stuff. I came from an
mhm,
instability situation. So I want to make sure that I am positioning myself in the season that I am in now but also I know the importance of being prepared for the future. So I want to make sure that this program would be able to either help me now or if it's for specifically helping me in that future goal.
So let me ask you, do you believe in coincidences?
No.
Okay. So you don't believe in coincidences, but you're here.
Oh no, God has a plan.
Okay. So I think you might be answering your own question, but this is not my job to decide that for you. Because at the end of the day, you have to decide when it's your time. I can give you recommendations. I can tell you, yeah, do X, Y, and Z. I could do all of that. And all that's doing, if I had to say, because you want me to either validate for you that it's not the right time and to do X, Y, Z, or it is the right time. That's not for me to decide,
No,
right?
not my question.
Okay.
No, pertaining to the program.
Right.
Oh.
We're on the same page.
Oh.
We're on the same page, unless I'm not understanding Tiff. Because Tiff and I, we think like her brain and my brain work really
She
well together.
wants to know if she should focus her energy on the storefront in tandem with the program or solidify her place with that first and then the program. Did I get you right?
That's the question, yes.
Right.
What do I
I got
teach?
you.
What do I teach?
Yes.
I teach program first. So all I'm saying is
Oh.
this. I don't like it when people get into positions where they're now I ain't against property that shows up, but we're gonna figure out how to make it work. There's one of three ways that'll happen to a property because I'm a real estate investor too. And I understand when I get a property, an opportunity on a property, we're gonna figure out what to do with that property because there's something to do with it. But I don't want to see you jumping and doing it because it sounds like the thing to do. Did you? And I don't think I heard you say your program either, or I mean, sorry, your SAM, who it is that you're serving, because that's important as well. If let's say you're serving somebody, I'm just going to say you're serving women fleeing from domestic violence, and where you want to work with or how you want to partner with that is the property isn't shouldn't be dictating what you're ending up doing. You need to focus on where you should be going for that particular SAM that you're catering to. So that's the only thing that I would say is as you're trying to make a decision on what to do, I always lead into the program. Program drives everything. As you define the program, and if it opens up where this could be still a good opportunity to work with, then you do that. If it doesn't seem like it fits who you it is that you serve, you find something that does, because the goal is to build a program. And I'll say deciding which way you want to go because time. I always like looking at time as of the essence. I've been in that space where I did not act when I was supposed to. And I'm going to tell y'all, and that's for people hearing me too. Sometimes when we don't take action when we're supposed to, guess what happens? Those opportunities fade. Those opportunities go away. Somebody else ends up doing. I can go back to at least 3 to 4 opportunities of things that God gave me to do, and I was scared, or I didn't know, or I couldn't make a decision, or I was like, oh, I don't know. And the next thing you know, I see someone pop up with the same thing that I did, and I was like, that was my idea. Nope. It wasn't your idea. He told you to do it. You just didn't take action on it. So I would just say, as you go through life and go through opportunities, go into obviously we always go into I don't know. I always assume people pray and everybody serves the same. But whatever you do to get yourself aligned to that space where you are totally connected to where you're supposed to be, that's what you do in alignment with where you are going because they go in tandem. They go together. So I know I probably didn't answer it as good as probably you wanted me to. I'm sorry, but but I am excited just about the opportunity to be able to share with you right here, Lakira. And where do you live? You said is it in Chicago too? He
No,
is in.
I'm Decatur, Georgia.
Ah, okay, Georgia in the house. Asia's in Georgia. So I always like making connections. We're always in Georgia, but it's so nice to have you connect with us. Anything, and are you in our free community at least?
Yes, I did join. Yes.
Yes, because right now you're connected. As I told y'all, we are very intentional about working with those who are ready to move to the next level. That's where we're dedicating a lot of our time. But we're here to make sure we can pour things on you and that you can benefit and continue to grow. All right.
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
No, thank you
Lakira.
so much. I
Thank
want to go
you.
ahead and add to that really quick. So, our free community, Our wonderful team, they're so sweet. We want you guys to join the free community, if nothing else. Please go ahead and be on there. But they're also inviting you guys to it. So you guys should be getting that invite too. Because we would love for you guys to be able to share. We're gonna grab the chat and make sure we're able to go ahead and grab the websites and all of that. But we want to make sure that we can go ahead and grab everybody's progress to go ahead and put it onto that website. You guys heard Tony talk about Asia. Asia is one of the operators in our space, and you guys get to hear from her
We
tomorrow
hear
as
from her
well.
tomorrow.
We're very elated for that. We absolutely love y'all. I keep saying it, but it's so true. It is absolutely a privilege to have pressure on you, right? It is. Tony mentioned something that I think was beautiful. Procrastination is the assumption, the gross assumption that the opportunity is going to be there tomorrow. Right. And you know what? I had to remind myself of that this week when I was like, I can just do it later. That is an assumption that it will be there later. And I'm in a space right now where, you get to choose to do the work, right? But I've been in all spaces before, so I can respect that question so much because I know exactly what it's like to have to think through those things. Really quick though, I did want to go ahead and just showcase you guys before we wrap it up and talk about what you guys want to do tonight. And it'll be awesome if y'all showed y'all homework in the free community. No
Yes. Oh, I would love.
pressure or anything. Um, then we're gonna tee it up for what's tomorrow, and then y'all should be getting an email in like literally the next couple minutes to give you guys for those in VIP and Platinum inside of your portal. Not only will you have the Zoom for the upcoming Q&A session, you'll also go ahead and have an email as well, so you guys can join us into that room for the next hour following out of here, right? But let me go ahead and show my screen real quick, y'all. I did want to go ahead and do this. I know, right? I'm gonna jump into it a little bit deeper tomorrow. Let me make sure my screen is gonna be kind to me. It's
I
gonna be
hope.
kind. It's gonna be kind. And team, if y'all can drop the link in order to go ahead and work with us for 12 weeks and go ahead and turn your vision into a ready program. Please go ahead and drop that in the chat while I'm doing this showcase. Appreciate y'all so much. And please, can we give a shout out to the team? The team is working overtime.
Working hard.
Yo, the best, right? So this is actually what the app looks like. So when you are in the app, you are met with your name and let you go ahead and look at your calendar. It actually has a portion where you look at the operator log, and then it has all of the levels that we were actually talking about here. Let me go ahead and scroll it up for you guys. So when you are in here, you guys have 13 levels that you're able to self-pace you guys through as you're going through the journey with us here. So inside of each level, we try to make this easy for y'all, right? And this is where AI really comes to life in the work. We've actually recently upgraded all the other levels because we did a lot of work, y'all, to go ahead and big up this app. We actually started including interactive quizzes inside of the videos as well and stuff like that. So we're working overtime on the back end to make sure it is as awesome as it can be. Only available to those that work with us for the 12-week accelerator because we try. This is really where, if y'all see me, again, I'm just in the background like this, making sure that everything y'all get lets y'all do the work that y'all are doing with us in the room and with Tony so that y'all can get out there. So it's really the perfect blend of everyone's genius. Everybody just operates in their space as they should for you guys to be able to harness and go through this. So every single level looks like this. It has a video with it. It goes through and you can take a look at the lessons, go ahead and work through your artifacts. And then when you are done, it takes you through each level like that. In the corner, you see my girl, Tony AI, hanging out, right? She will have some upgrades where she will be available with voice features and a couple more features as we go through beta, but she is there in order to go ahead and amplify Tony and kind of give her a little bit of that 24/7 access that, I can't make her stay up for 24/7. So we had to do something to make her as wonderful as the real life
That's not
version.
doing. I'm sorry.
I'll be trying. Like, Tony, stay up for me. This is where I think we're gonna flourish a lot when it comes to tomorrow's session. But before we're gonna put a pin on the operator log for right now. We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about it a little bit more tomorrow because this is where the security, and I want y'all to know how due diligent we are to make sure that we are being very, 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 very diligent when it comes to how we're handling you guys's files and what that would look like going into the future. So that's in there, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. You
Yeah.
guys
And
will, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and my goal is to let you guys see all of it, but y'all have to understand too, we're in beta, so I don't want to show too much, but I do need you to know what we're creating for for you to be able to expand and grow and execute, not just consume information. Like anybody can go get a course. Anybody can go at your own pace and like do a little course. We're not about that. We're about executing. We're about taking you to the next level and what it is that you're going to do. So I will tell you, we will show you some little things, but you won't get into the detail because obviously we're in beta. But I did want to say that. And I also want to add that when you saw the videos, because I am introducing like every section, those aren't videos y'all have ever seen before. They're all exclusively in that app. So you don't get all of that. That stuff is behind the app. And I've also said to Tiff, I want to create more content that is just privy just to our operators, those who are executing, because the way we create it, our goal is to create that you execute, not that you listen to the what, you actually get the how. That's what we're going to have inside our app, inside our VIP, so that you can execute on the things that you're needing to do. Sorry, Tiff.
Oh, no, no, you're fine. That was perfect. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and recap where we're at because I think somebody was like, you know what, we probably should send an email with what the homework was. We'll tell you guys what the homework was, but if you didn't get a chance to grab it, for those inside of VIP and Platinum, those will be dropped into your portal. Leaving out after the session that we go, we'll have our team again working in the background. We owe them like a lot right now because we got them on overtime.
Overtime. And we love
Overtime.
you. We
We
love you.
love y'all so much. We can't do it without y'all. The work is too big to do it alone. That I
It
will
really
say
is.
for sure.
It really
Um, so y'all guys will be receiving an email, right? Because we did do a lot today, right? If you didn't already, you want to make sure you have your logo, your headshot, your brand kit. Brand kit was probably my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I always love a brand kit because you can take that and implement it everywhere you go. And then your website. Want to make sure you have those things, right? If you didn't get a chance to go ahead and put it in the chat, or if you did, go ahead and put it in the free community because we're going to take that and we're going to place that into a website that we want to go ahead and showcase to you guys tomorrow. We do want to find a way for you guys to be able to connect, right? It's all about partnership. And then make sure that you go ahead and you apply for the grant, right? You have to 11:59 PST tonight, right? There is nothing that you risk by taking that chance, right? And then, of course, if you guys want to go ahead and take advantage of the VIP offer and walk with us, that opportunity does end tomorrow at midnight as well, after we kind of leave it open after tomorrow's session. So go ahead and walk on a journey with us for 12 weeks in order to take your vision, finally stop sleeping on yourself, right? And kind of go ahead and into the world and make the impact that you guys all have in your heart to do. All right, y'all. So we only have a couple of more minutes. We're going to go ahead and close it out. So for those that are in VIP and for those that are in Platinum, y'all should have received the email, right? If not, go ahead and let us know. But y'all should have received the email already telling you guys where the Zoom is at. If not, guess what? It's going to be in the portal. Give us a couple minutes. Go
is.
ahead and just, make sure everything's good on there. But if you go into your VIP and your Platinum folder, there will be a spot in there. Just go ahead and refresh. If you've had the screen up all day, just give us a couple minutes that will have the Zoom for the next room. We're going to go ahead and meet with our team and go ahead and ask them to come on so you guys can get some insight from operators and people doing the work in this space. So we absolutely can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Again, remember y'all, tomorrow we're going to be doing a recap, lightly going over business setup. We're still going to be there at 9 a.m. CST. We got the DJ in there again, making sure you open it up in the room, bring it up, right? Bring us life because it's early. It is Saturday. Yikes.
And
All right.
so,
Which says a lot about you if you're in the room on a Saturday. Then we're
yeah.
going to go ahead and we're going to go into apps with AI, right? And then we're going to talk a little bit about LinkedIn before we then graciously bring up our speakers who can talk more about compliance, marketing in LinkedIn, that cybersecurity. And then, of course, Dr. Tilda to kind of go ahead and show you guys what legacy really looks like in this space because it's bigger than transitional housing, y'all. And then, of course, that grant giveaway. And then that's how we're going to be rounding up tomorrow. So, y'all, we got a packed day tomorrow. A packed. And then we have our judges coming into, and then we have our operator Asia coming up into the stage as well. right? So to pack day tomorrow, y'all, y'all kind of got a snippet of it today. We're actually going to even do a lot more tomorrow. We kind of baby stepped it a little for y'all today. So we absolutely are blessed to see you guys. We cannot wait to see you guys in the room tomorrow. It means the world to us that you guys were here. We hope that we were pouring into you guys. I seen someone say they're not even in transitional housing, but they learned a lot for their business. Pray that that's the same revelation you have tomorrow. It's an honor for us to be able to use our gifts in the way that we do. Honestly means so much to us. Y'all don't even know. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And for VIP and Platinum, we'll see y'all shortly. See y'all
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Bye, everybody. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye,
Woo,
y'all.
woo.
Thank you,
Bye.
Tim. Thank you.
Bye, guys.